Wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever trade again. What is in store? Like under the seat of the driver's side floor, it's Gucci's galore, so many more, from 6 in the Mars, never more. Man, if I'm honest, the damage is done. Silly sauce on unlimited funds. Join us on Twitch for unlimited fun. J-Fig and Marcos, you with it or what?
Tobin, two who Tobin is.
We really didn't do this. We could have had off today. We didn't have to do today's show. I thought we were going to come in today's show and it was going to be celebratory. Hey, post-Christmas. I didn't know we had to come here and talk about the worst game I've ever seen in my life.
That was a game that went from pure dominance to terrible. And it all started, and the thing about sports is you never really know what play kind of turns it around. But I would say the fumble before the half, where you're moving the ball like crazy and you end up fumbling in their territory. And the game goes from 23 to maybe 10 or 20. It was 20. What was it at halftime? 20.
It was 2013, but you're right. Yes,
2013.
They were up 20-10. They were driving. Right. Mostert fumbles. They get it to within 3. But we were still having a good time. Mike McDaniel's laughing at Aaron Rodgers. We didn't know that pain was coming.
Right.
Just unbearable pain.
And you're starting, and here's where you have to pay attention, right? Because you're starting to see a lot of the same things that Tua struggles with. And here's what happens. You get a nice little run where you're accurate. You're doing those little pop passes in the middle of the field. I mean, it's almost like your back is turned and you turn around and sling it, right? Then as the game goes on, those DBs, instead of playing the short passes, are backing up into those lanes. And you're still throwing the same passes, right? So, for example, the pick that he threw where the corner sagged off, right? Like he played the underneath pass soft and said, I'll give you that. I'm not giving you this post route behind me. And Tua still threw the post route because that's what he had all day. And those are the things where, as a whole offensive unit, you have to identify and be able to make some changes with that. And it got him again. The same thing. Whereas the underneath coverage started sagging a little bit deeper. So instead of playing 5 yards, they were playing 10 to 15 yards deep. And some of those same passes he was throwing earlier in the game now seem like they're going into congestion. And I think that's the transition that even as an offense and as a quarterback, that everybody has to be able to identify with and say, okay, here's our go-to plan when they start doing this. And it always happens after a couple of interceptions where, now we see it. You got to be able to identify these things earlier. It's the same thing on the other side of the ball. You got to be able to identify, they're making a concerted effort to run the football, or they're trying to do this, or here's what they're trying to do to us. And you got to be able to make adjustments during the course of a game. And sometimes if you wait too long to make those adjustments, what happened yesterday. And the same thing happened with the Chargers. Like, you never deviated from what you do to kind of combat what they were trying to do to stop you. And that's where we are now.
Yeah, like the thing that's been frustrating is like, okay, we looked at the San Francisco LA games. You're like, okay, listen, he had a rough performance. They were a little more physical. Some people were figuring some things out. This is like the first time it's been figured out mid-game.
Right, because the Chargers did it from start to finish. right? Like they went into the game saying this is what we're going to do. Now,
but Leroy, is it adjustment or is it just him messing up? Because those were gifts.
a little bit of both. Because
dude was Chris Kringle out there. He was just like, here's a pick. Here's a pick for you.
But here's what you have to understand is that there is no quarterback that plays with his back to the defense more than Tua. Like it almost seems like all those quick passes, hand off this way, turn around and pop throw it the other way, right? So it's almost like I'm not going to say he's not reading the defense, but his pre-look assessment of what's going to happen, right, has what's been happening, and he's been dominant in those situations. When there's a pre-snap look and then a post-snap adjustment is where he's kind of having problems. And so I don't know whether it's you need to hold it a little bit longer because maybe you're asking for trouble that way, right? But you got to be able to make a post-snap evaluation of what's going on. And it's hard when, like, it's hard to tell somebody you playing wrong when they're like 15 to 16 for 200 and you averaging 20 yards of reception or attempt. Well, it's hard to like realize that, hey, as this game goes on, we're going to have to make some adjustments because here's what they're going to try to do.
Well, here's the thing. How can you make adjustments when it's that catastrophic? Like they happen so fast. You have the first, it's 3 drives, 3 interceptions in a row. There's no time. Like it's all happening for you there. No. Like these adjustments, it's falling apart, dude.
These adjustments come play by play, series by series. When you go to the sideline and you go, hey, was this a bad throw or a bad read? These are all things that you have to identify with what you're doing on the sidelines and make some adjustments. And it's hard telling yourself, oh, we got to make adjustments. I'm 15 to 18 with a pick and 200 plus yards and 2 touchdowns, right? The game is still fluid. And that's the thing that as a whole offense, not just, Tua, but the whole offense has to identify. And you got to make some adjustments, whether it's shallower routes, whether it's pop passes, whether it's, quicker passes and getting it to your receivers with the little bubble screens or whatever. You have to be able, the best teams, right, are the teams that can identify what's happening and make counter adjustments to what they're doing. And I think sometimes, and this happens, this is not just a Tua and Mike McDaniel thing, right? It happens throughout all sports where you watch a game and you're everything's humming, and then them saying basketball, what the Heat do? The Heat go to zone. The Heat will change it up with some zone. They'll change it up with various, different defense just to give them a different look. I think that's where these situations need to be a little clearer, right? That nobody's going to play you the same way a whole game. And you got to be able to identify it quickly before you get to the mistake being catastrophic, which what it was. But when you see a quarterback that kind of plays with his back to the defense, like a lot of quarterbacks don't do that. A lot of quarterbacks, you look to, for example, Baker Mayfield. The whole thing that they told him was, hey, you got to use your eyes more, right? You got to look a guy off. Well, Tua doesn't do that because the offense that he runs and the way he plays, he turns his back, boom, pop pass, right? Down the middle to the outside. Everything's quick. He gets rid of the ball.
It isn't all, because you talked about this where, like, you talk to Bernie, other quarterbacks, like they don't live in that that danger
No.
zone of the middle.
Yeah.
If you're a hair off, it's almost like
right. Exactly.
It's almost like if you're if you're a pitcher who doesn't throw 100 miles an hour, you're a guy who's got great breaking stuff.
Corners.
If you're a little bit off,
you throw
throwing
something down the middle of the plate, you're throwing meatballs.
Because like that play to Tyreek, that first pick, he does that all the time. It's just he was off and and sailed it on him, and that's disaster. And like that's the thing that's tough with it.
But that's the game you play. I mean, that's the offense you have. It's a dangerous game, but he is so accurate that you've been able to do it all year without deviating that much.
He's so accurate. It looked like he was throwing to the Packers on purpose.
Right.
That's it though. But
I love Christmas.
Let me tell you something right now, dude. Tua, let me tell you something, dude. Can I just say, I love you. You're adorable. Don't tell me to enjoy Christmas after the game, dude. When he got on that podium yesterday and he says, let's not have this ruin our Christmas. Let's not take this home to our loved ones. Guess what, dude? I was already home with my loved ones and you ruined it.
Damage is done.
Don't tell me that I'm not going to take it home to Christmas. We're all there with our loved ones. And that ruined Christmas. I'm sorry. For that a guy
Christmas.
Dude, I love him.
You sure it wasn't that old jagged ass pig you sent me a picture of?
Dude, no, that pig looked good.
The pig was good. Flan. Dude, Tua, don't tell me to not bring it home to my family.
Yeah.
You ruined Christmas. And I'm sorry to say it. No, dude.
Hey.
You ruined Christmas. Hey. There's no other way to go about it. I'm sorry.
Wait.
It's true.
Can I just give you, so the game started at 1, right? People have started collecting, people starting to come over. That first half, when the people got over to your house, was glorious.
We were winning.
Come on in for Christmas.
I love you guys.
Oh, we were doing penguin dances.
Yeah.
We were running like little cheetahs. We were having fun.
Attaboy.
And then halftime hit. And I gotta tell you, listen, I've been cold for 3 days, so I don't know what it is. My wife seems to think, she says the heat from the air conditioner makes me stuffy. I say, well, so does that cold.
Don't bring it home to my family. Let's enjoy Christmas. Hey, dude, guess what? I can't. I want to rip my television off and throw it outside.
So I'm glad here. Let's do this 2 ways. First of all, it brings you back to your original point, which I wanted to punch you in the face over. That their hopes and dreams are still right in front of them.
It was, what did I tell you? Not a must win.
Don't do it.
It wasn't a must win. But it was a don't lose.
However, going into the next 2 weeks, there is a blueprint of how to defend those quick passes. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of teams are starting to sag a little bit to get to those intermediate passes, whether it's a post pattern, whether it's that corner. They usually run that corner route, where it's either Gesicki or Waddle going to the kind of a deep crossing route that the offside corner is backing up under that. However, the shallow crossing stuff, and this is where I thought they'd do more of it. The shallow crossing stuff is going 88 and out the gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got blockers on that backside. You got those backside guys playing off soft, and there's room to run.
Wait, why is Mike Gesicki not going out the gate?
No, 88. That's just saying, dude.
What does that mean?
Not a number.
What does that mean? 88 and out the gate.
That means you catch that crossing route out the gate.
Oh, if I knew that.
You never heard that?
No, dude. What the 88 out the gate? What the hell does that mean? 88. Who came up with that? Michael Irvin?
No. It's one of those. It's a crossing route saying.
Oh,
Like,
all right. Yeah,
the
obviously.
exact thing that happened to Waddle. Now, I thought they would maybe do more of that.
No, that
right?
was great, that play.
Right. But that's see, and that's the game you play with the defense.
But
If they're gonna drop back to cover Tyreek in those deep crossing routes, then you got to have somebody in that short, pass crossing route to get the ball there. So now what happens is now they got to choose. Are we going to come up and make the play on that guy? The first time you did it, it went 84 yards, right? Or are you going to keep sagging you got to play that game with the defense instead of continuously trying to hit those 15 to 20 yard corner routes, those 15 to 20 yard deep crossing routes and things of that nature. Now, don't get scheme confused with bad play. The interception of Tyreek was just a bad throw.
That's what I'm saying, though, dude. Like, I get what you're saying, but like, how much of this is just bad execution? Because clearly on the second interception, to Mostert said he ran the wrong route. Like, clearly they were not on the same page there,
right? Well,
at all.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing you need to understand. So much of football is adjusting that sometimes you take and say, we're going to run the same play from a different formation and give them a different look. It's almost like if the defense comes and stands in the A gap, but they're not blitzing, they just want to give you a different look. Well, sometimes you have the ability, and you work on stuff like this, to take, instead of putting Tyreek in the slot, you move Tyreek outside and take and put Mostert in the slot. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what is very important about this is this. When Tua threw that pick, he was expecting Mostert to cross.
Oh, definitely.
You see what I'm saying?
He was just
right.
He wasn't even looking, dude.
And again, think about this. When you turn your back and then pop up and throw, everybody needs to be where they need to be. And so there's a lot of that, whether it's the new guy running the route, whether it's we tried to change it up with formation and somebody didn't know what to do, all those things come into play. But I just think that what the offense needs, which is still very good, I'm not taking that away, but they need to learn in-game, adjustments, and all those other guys who may have an opportunity to change it up and run different routes and out of different formations, they need to get in their playbook.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break. Lots to get to here. We are here for a full show today, the day after Christmas. Take you up till 2:00. That recap of the Fins right there brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Leroy, quick weather update from the DeBesman and Dover Law Firm. Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
It's cold as hell.
There we go.
It's raining. I don't care how much the wind is blowing. It's wet. Get inside. Cuddle up. I say, man, I'm so cold. I'll cuddle up with Lizzo right now. I need all the wolf back.
Point for Leroy.
I need.
Talking about being the little spoon.
Yeah, I need everybody. I was cuddling with the dogs, Big Spoon, and it could just cover my body because I had to do covert operations to turn the heat on. Because she says the air makes me stuffy. I'm like, that's funny. It makes me warm.
I heard that too. Yeah, my wife said that yesterday too. Oh, it makes me stuffy. I'm like, and okay, and walking on these penguin blocks doesn't.
Right, it's so cold.
All right, we take you up till 2. We are streaming live on Twitch. We are streaming live on YouTube. We'll get to some of your comments. You guys can call us at 305-567-0560 or text us at 305-567-0560 on the Kendall Toyota text line. Here with you for the next 3+ hours up till 2. Back after this. Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Oh, terrible.
Ruined Christmas, dude.
Dude, he ruined Christmas. He ruined
Christmas.
his favorite holiday.
He did.
Maybe
He just loves it so much he wanted to gift the other team interceptions, but
it's the only. It was so great. It was going so great, and for it to fall off a cliff like that is jarring. It's a faith shaker. It definitely is.
yeah,
Like
for
it's
sure.
it's impossible to sit here and tell everybody, oh no, it's okay. Because when we were talking last week, and I know I was doing a lot of it as a bit, because that's kind of how I live my life. It's not a must win, but it's a don't lose. Like, I didn't disagree with Leroy. Like, I do think that you needed a good performance to put your best foot forward and head into the playoffs. And look, maybe they still make the playoffs. Maybe they do. But if you're telling me, would I be shocked now that they go and lose to Mac Jones on the road? Absolutely not. No way. Not the way that they have found a way to lose the last month, which was a complete Counting Crows month. Counting Crows all the way, dude. You know what that is?
No.
Long December, dude. Long
It
December.
was a long winless December.
Dude, that was Counting Crows to the fullest that month. I'm telling you. So if you're telling me that you still got faith after that, it's blind faith. It really is, because they have lost every which way over the past 4 weeks. They've given you every style that they could. And how we've gone from, I really were at the point where I felt they could hang with any team, which I guess they showed against the Bills, but they've shown they can hang with any team, to now, I don't think they can beat any team. Now I'm like, they'll find a way to blow it. Like, that's where I've gone over the last 4 weeks. It's tough. Like, that is a faith shaker. That's what that game is.
I think we were impressed because during our win streak, we found multiple ways to win games. You know, sometimes it was offense, sometimes it was defense, sometimes it was running. Now it seems like we find multiple ways to lose games. And, you know, that old Dolphin fan that scorned is rearing its head, saying, same old Dolphins. And I really didn't think we were the same old Dolphins this year, man.
That's the thing. We all sat here. We're like, this isn't the same. We could say, like, hey, you could. I would get it if the Dolphin fan who is scorned and nervous and all that. You've been through. You're scarred. But we could all acknowledge that for this year, this isn't the same. They're the most explosive team in the league. They got the best two receivers, maybe the best tandem in the league. They got an unstoppable thing in the sport. And to go from that to, oh my God, they had the worst December ever, a winless December. And yeah, like everybody who guarded their heart and didn't want to give it over to Tua and McDaniel because they thought he was weird, or they thought Tua was washed, or they thought Tua was not going to be any good. I guess that they're safer today, but they're right. I mean, like they're the Dolphin fan who's like, I told you, I warned you, it was coming.
You know what? There's two things. It's the season, and it's making adjustments and kind of understanding what other teams are doing to you. Buffalo cannot stop the Dolphins. The problem is that defensively you can't stop Buffalo. And that's kind of what happened there. A couple of other games where you had it in control, you had some key mistakes. And then there was a couple of games where you couldn't score, and it was going to be a tough, drag-out football game. But you're right. Early in the year, they were finding ways to get these wins. And now, at the end of games, you're kind of hoping that they make the right plays. And before, you had all the confidence in the world that they were going to do what it took to win.
Well, this is the other thing, Leroy. Like, forget even about the end of games. Like, that team in Pittsburgh, the Packers team, yeah, they got a legend. They got a legend in Aaron Rodgers. How about
Yeah,
we
but
stop,
they can't stop a nosebleed.
how about we stop giving him 40 yards to work with? How about we stop giving up kickoffs that give him an idea? Squib kick! Squib kick!
What the hell? I was like, was that on purpose? What just happened?
What the hell is that?
Oh, and Jason Sanders, fat again.
Oh,
Jason,
you want to tell me something to her? You was don't bring it home to no. I want Jason Sanders to carry this until Arbor Day. He's back.
He kind of looks like he might be related to Mike McDaniel. Bring that picture up. Put some glasses on him, right?
I can see it.
Here. Everybody take a deep breath.
Squib kick.
Go do some exercise. Get it off your mind. Because the fact of the matter is that everything that the Dolphins want is still in front of them. Now, even though I'm saying that, I will also say this. The confidence level is not very good right now. And I don't blame anybody for feeling that way. Because you cannot play as good a football as you did for 3.9 let me say 1.9 quarters. Right? You can't play football that well against that team and not get a victory. You wasted a performance.
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring to lose a game like that.
Right, because guess what? If you look at that loss and then I put up Tua's numbers, right? And you say, look at how many yards he threw for. Somebody down the line could say, oh, he was a looter in the riot. They didn't win.
If Mostert holds on to that football, they're on their way to a blowout, stepping on their neck and waltzing home. And I'm not putting the game on Mostert, even though he did put it on the ground and not know what the route was. But
tough.
Him and Tua to just yak it up like that after Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle were willy-nilly, it's tough. And like everything that was great that he did this year and all the love that he got and the building of the faith that Mike McDaniel has had to do with him, they talk about it every week. All the 700 plays, all the build-up, all his confidence they built up. All right, we actively know this quarterback has had confidence issues. He's admitted it. He's admitted it to broadcasters. He's told it to teammates, all that stuff to the coach. How, as a fan, am I supposed to have faith he can just put this past him? Because that performance right there is so jarring to do that on a national television stage for everybody to see and to really put a dent into your I guess not your playoff hopes, but like your contending hopes how am I just to believe he's going to turn the page from that?
Here's what you have to do though. Yes, Tua threw the interceptions, but you have to identify it and correct it. And then you move on. You have to. That's just the nature of what they do. And you have to shake it off. And when you're a guy who has the ball on every play, you can't let the last play bother you. You can't. You can't let the last game affect how you play the next game. That's just, especially at his position, I think they've done a fine job of relaying that message to him.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
But at the same time, you got to correct the mistakes.
But here's the thing, though. It's great to relay the message to him. This is a thing and a characteristic all parties have admitted he's not good at. He's not good at just moving on. He's not good at just turning the page. He does dwell. He is hard on himself. And so if you have a performance like this, how is anybody supposed to look around and be like, oh, he's going to handle this okay? I don't know that. I'm
going to tell you how. Because the first half of football was flawless. What?
Texter writes in. You guys want to know Mike McDaniel's favorite sandwich at McDonald's?
What?
The McSquib.
I'm a big snack time guy.
I got to tell you.
Sunny in North Carolina. Good text by him.
Am I the only one that even though you were dominating the game, when he kicked that squib kick, go, why in the hell would you give Aaron Rodgers a short field?
Why would you? Like, you were that. Wait, so let me get this straight. That guy, Keyshawn Nixon, who is fast. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's scary. But you're telling me you can't keep him on the other side of the 50? Like, that's
right.
What is
You
that
it,
little
faith?
Wait,
think about this. Think about the decision that was made. All right, guys. What are we going to do here? Well, that Nixon, he's really
fast.
good.
Woo! Woo!
I'd rather wait. Somebody made the decision. I'd rather take my chances with Aaron Rodgers. Wait, chew on that for a second. So you got a guy that returns kicks. He could be excellent. He could be Hall of Fame excellent. But you have come to the decision that you would rather deal with Aaron Rodgers at midfield than deal with a fast return guy.
It's crazy.
I was like, listen, I ain't the smartest guy in the world, but I sure as hell wouldn't do that.
Dade South says 3 picks and 3 straight possessions. Maybe he should think about the previous plays. Maybe put a little more thought into it.
Again, like you and the first thing that they will do today, right? The first thing they will do is identify what the issues were. So most are running the wrong route with a guy with his back to him. That ain't never good. I don't care who was playing quarterback. That was going to be a pick because the whole basis for that play is this. That receiver has to cross the face of that linebacker. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact. If you don't cross the face of that linebacker, Tua is going to throw it right to him. And that's what happened. There was a bad throw to Tyreek. Those happen. Right? And then the corner or the kind of the post route, or not the corner route that got picked by the sagging cornerback. Somebody has to be in front of him, right? So there was a player that probably should have been in the flat. And if that player is in the flat, that creates more space, and that corner can't sag off like that. So they're bad throws, but you have to understand that when you run these plays, there's a lot of other things that need to happen for those throws to even be possible. Now, is it one of those situations where you see that guy sagging and you shouldn't have threw it? Right? That's also in the mix, whether because he throws a lot of balls in blind faith. He throws a lot of balls really quick. And sometimes you can just tell when that ball's let go that, oh no. And that's the first thing I said.
That's the announcer is just like, oh no. As soon as he
Right.
threw that first one. Like, should it like, and they got the that's the thing that's crushing about it is like you got the play. All momentum was riding Green Bay's way.
You got to slow it down a little bit.
Cater Co, who comes up with this great pick. Maybe he cheated. But either way, he got the pick in the end zone. All right.
X missing another pick.
I know. Well, you know, I don't know. He's had it down here. Christian Wilkins has got to be looking at me like, really, dude? Pro Bowl. Christian Wilkins balled out again. He was
again, like, but you know what it is that they have him listed as a DN and not a D tackle.
He's like at everything. He's all over the place. He's batting balls down.
Right.
Either way.
Does that mean he's going to get DN money, though? Like when it's time to re-up?
I don't know. I know what he's going to get. A whole lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get a whole lot of it. But anyway, we'll hear from Tua coming on up. He's going to tell you, don't let this ruin your holidays. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hope everybody had a lovely Christmas and Hanukkah and holiday weekend. Appreciate everybody tuning in. It's the last week for you guys to win a gift card from Dave & Buster's. Go to WQAM.com and enter for a chance to win on the contest page. And you just might win that $250 gift card to Dave & Buster's in Hollywood to watch your favorite sports. And if you win, we'll treat you to beverages and games at Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. Dave & Buster's, not cold in there, so you guys can go enjoy it. We'll freeze to death. Are we the biggest like seeing what's going around? What was going on in Cleveland this past weekend? Oh my God. Woo! What was that?
Dude, you don't even understand. Like, they got football going on in January. Holy smokes. It's and remember, Minnesota had to do it for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
It was miserable.
That's crazy, dude.
But that's what it is up north. And I was talking about this week. If they expand the playoffs, and then you got these teams like Alabama, Georgia, LSU, they have to travel up north and play some of those cold weather teams when all of college football has basically been catered to these down south teams. Now you're going to start seeing, okay, the elements, the conditions, the cold. Oh, then we're going to start hearing Alabama hasn't won when it's below 20 degrees and Georgia can't play outside the dome. It makes everything interesting, right? So, yeah, it's one of the things that people say, oh, it's an advantage. It's not an advantage for anybody. It's just cold as hell. I'm going to tell you like this. As a person who played in the cold for most of their career, it's cold for the people that's at home too. And said, like, just because you played in the cold last week don't mean you used to it. Cold is cold.
Let's hear a guy who got basically he was cold from halftime on. Tua Tagovailoa. He says
third quarter is reaching in different sports.
More like third straight game. Let's hear from Tua. He says this one, it's on him. It's on him.
We got to go win this. That's all it was. We got to go win this. Just very, very unfortunate, and it was just terrible how everything ended. And like I told the guys, that's on me, and I'll definitely get better from that.
Well, time's a ticking, dude. We kind of need you to get it going. Like,
damage is done, my friend.
That was a bad. I mean, like, here's the thing. All of the good stuff that we've had, and he's had a really good year. I do think that he was worthy of getting to the Pro Bowl, but he's now had 3 straight seasons where it's been game to get in the playoffs with Buffalo, pooped the bed, blown out. Okay, wasn't ready. Whatever. Next season, Tennessee, it's cold, can't hold on to the damn football. Now we have this year. This is the worst of them all because you came out and we thought we were rolling, baby. Let's get a nice little roll here into the postseason, and to collapse like that. I mean, dude, the resume is what it is. It is what it is, and you can't. I'm a fan of the guy. I like the guy. I think that this has been a fun year, but a winless December and to have a collapse like that, 3 picks in 3 possessions. Woo!
You can't waste games like that by your 2 best players. Simple as that.
Nope.
If they shut down Tyreek Hill and they shut down Jalen Waddle, you could, maybe say something. They did a good job against our weapons. But they didn't. They did not stop those guys running around in the secondary. And you can't waste games where your best and your best weapons are good enough to win a football game, because that's what everybody's trying to stop.
Let me tell you something right now, McCoachin.
Oh,
me tell you something
Do
right
me-
now.
Hold on.
Let me tell you something
Hit
right
the button,
now, dude.
Marcos. Hit the button. Are you doing it?
You're on
We're gonna
notice, dude.
Oh!
Let me tell you something right now. If I have one more of your offensive players get into an illegal formation, I am going to lose it. Have them figure out the formation that's legal and stop doing it illegally because you ruined another great play. This has happened all year. We've had all these 2nd and 6s get turned back into 2nd and 11s, and the 2nd and 8s turned into 2nd and 13s, and that led to the interception too. You ruined a great Jalen Waddle play. And just like you told Josh Boyer early in the season, bro, get it effing fixed. Mike McDaniel, get it effing fixed. I'm so sick of these illegal formations and everybody not knowing who's eligible and where to go down the field. Learn the rules with your really wacky-dacky, crazy offense, your innovative offense. Have your players know where they're legally allowed to be. I am sick of it. Every game, there's 3 flags on a legal formation or a legal person downfield. Learn the rules, okay, wackadoo? You go out here and you have your little jokey jokes. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, I beat you on a timeout. No more jokey jokes, okay? You figure out where your players can legally be and stop having them be in the wrong place. Had too many drives, and you guys got fat cat syndrome because you think, we can just throw it to one of our guys. No problem. I got the fastest people in the league. And most of the time, you've been right. But guess what, dude? A month without wins, and I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of it. And stop talking about cheese in press conferences.
Here's the other problem. You've actually run the ball really good. So you've thrown the ball well. You've run the ball well. The last 2 weeks, you've run the ball really well. And you got nothing to show for it.
I swear to God, Leroy, if I have another one of those.
Whoa.
What?
We just got done with Jesus' birth, dude.
Oh, no, dude. Because they're trying to tell me how to enjoy my Christmas. Let's hear from Tua. Because this, I've never been so mad at him in my life. I love him. I love his face. All right. I want to pinch his cheeks. I wish he had a great Christmas. But when he told me what to do with my Christmas after what he did to my Christmas, I was not happy.
This isn't something that, after a loss, we should be going home and taking to our families, our kids, our other halves. We leave it all here, and then we go enjoy Christmas.
No.
And then we come back in when time is, and, we learn from it.
Dude, no. Guess what? You don't get to enjoy Christmas this year, okay? I don't care how much you like Deck the Halls, and I don't care how much you like, Secret Santa and stocking stuffers. Guess what, Tua? This Christmas, you don't get to enjoy. I want you to go home. I want you to drink eggnog with your iPad and figure out what the hell happened on those 3 possessions. Don't let this carry over into Christmas. Too late, dude. We were all here watching it. I want you and McDaniel on a FaceTime, okay? We're not singing fa la 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 la, he got picked off. No.
What's wrong with you, man?
Dude, I don't want this to carry over into Christmas. Do you want to know what my Christmas was like, dude? Here's what my Christmas was like. I'm sitting here, I'm watching Christmas with my in-laws. My father-in-law is sitting here, and he goes, after the second pick, he goes, whew, this one's over. And I look at him and be like, I look at the TV, I look at him, I look at the TV, I look at him, and I'm like, hey, I don't need you to rub it in. And then the worst part about it was, guess what, Leroy? It wasn't over. I guess technically it was, but it wasn't over because then they had another opportunity to go get a touchdown for the lead, except you know what they did? He threw another interception.
I thought when they got the ball back, I'm like, ooh, Tua's going to take him down the field.
I did too. And instead, just embarrassing. Embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. We're embarrassed. And he's telling me, let's go enjoy Christmas. No!
I mean, what should he do?
You know what he should do? Don't tell me anything about the holidays. That's it. Don't offer up to me. Hey, guys. Hey, we'll fix this tomorrow. Tonight, it's about Christmas. I know you love Christmas. I know it's your favorite holiday. But guess what? Sometimes You don't get to enjoy the holidays. And
I
those
love Christmas.
And those times are when you throw 3 interceptions on 3 straight possessions. You know who can enjoy the holidays? Who probably doesn't even celebrate it. He's probably off in some spirit quest. Aaron Rodgers can enjoy Christmas. Aaron Rodgers and old-ass Mercedes Lewis, who didn't catch that football.
Wow.
Somehow, we didn't challenge that.
You brought him back to life, dude. I had no clue he was
Lewis. He is old as hell, and he's sitting here willy-nilly down the field with touchdowns and deep catches. What the hell? Tate South says he turned it into Bickness.
Point for Twitcher.
Text writes in, that's something I would expect Zach Wilson to say. Tough to argue, dude. I don't want to. We'll fix this tomorrow. Go enjoy Christmas. No. So, dude, guess what, dude? Sometimes you got to sulk in it. All right. And I know you did a lot of sulking last year, and it was tough. Winless month, 3 straight picks, sulking it a little bit. All right. Get your eggnog with your iPad and figure it out. You know who can enjoy Christmas? Jalen Waddle. You know who can enjoy Christmas? Tyreek Hill. You know who can enjoy Christmas? Christian Wilkins. You don't get to enjoy Christmas.
Wow. You taking Christmas away from him?
I'm taking it away, dude. I'm taking it away.
He took it from us.
You ruined my Christmas. You ruined all our Christmases. We thought we were having a good Christmas. Don't tell me to sit here and enjoy Christmas. Take a break. I guess hour 2 is next.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
Let me tell you something right now, McCoachin. You're on notice, dude. Let me tell you something right now.
How would you like to go to a
It's hour 2. It's hour 2. It's hour 2. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphin quarterback.
Christmas.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Whatever.
Do it.
No.
You
Not
can't.
do it.
Hold on. You can't expect.
Fine. Hour 2 of the program.
Wow.
Don't ruin Christmas. Anyway, giving you guys a chance to win 2 tickets to
Here's
the
what I can't get.
Hmm?
I figured that you would come in today and say, it's all still in front of us, folks. Win the last 2 games you're in.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yep.
And
What do I always tell you, though? I always tell you, it's a 24-hour rule. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Okay? But
I tried to not get you going into the game with that attitude.
I was
And you're almost
hold on. But I agreed with you last week. I agree that it was not a game where I should look at it as it not a must win. It was a don't lose. But it certainly wasn't a lose in that fashion. I would have rather gotten blown out.
No, you wouldn't have.
Oh, I would have, dude. They ripped the rug from right under me. I would have rather a blowout. And then I got Marco sending me conspiracy videos. I hated that so much. Marcos is sending me people sleuthing on the internet that Tua had another concussion.
Do you know who sent me that?
Who?
Vlad.
hey, do it.
Speaking of Vlad,
I know he got the receipts, right?
He's been waiting. Speaking of Vlad, we are giving you a chance to win 2 tickets and a parking pass to see the Dolphins play the Jets on January 8th. All you have to do is text the keyword Crowder to 20357. That's Crowder, CROWDER to 20357. If your name is picked, you win. Standard data and message rates apply. Please don't text and drive. Sponsored by Dade County Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Miami Dolphins. Go to finscu.com today. Fins with an F. Finscu.com today. Somebody says, pretty sure Tua just threw another pick during the Hour Tua song.
Christmas.
I wish that's what, if he would have said that, much more respect. If he would have said bleep Christmas.
No, that's not him.
Instead, he's like, oh, let's still enjoy Christmas. SDI, by the way, he was saying yesterday, because I see Robbie the Degenerate is in the chat. SDI, his consigliere, is that what he would say he is? He's demanding a new trial for Robbie. He believes Robbie should be getting off because this is a classic cycle of doom. This is a classic cycle of doom. So,
oh God, I can hear it now.
It's
the cycle of doom.
Cycle of doom. Too much for Bradley Chubb.
Where the hell has that guy been?
You know where Bradley Chubb is? Here's where Bradley Chubb is. He's always almost getting a sack. That's where he always is. He's always like he's right there.
So he's football John Morant.
He's football John Morant, dude. If you had the highlight reels, I bet Bradley Chubb has a lot of still photos that looks like he's getting a lot of sacks. But tell me that everybody doesn't see Bradley Chubb almost right there, but not quite getting the sack.
He's like almost there, dude.
He's always almost there. That's Bradley Chubb. Like I swear to God, I saw him like grabbing onto string fibers of Aaron Rodgers' jersey yesterday like 3 times, but just never could quite get him. Always elusive, that Aaron Rodgers. 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Too fleet of foot for Bradley Chubb. Unbelievable. Anyway, get you some headlines here. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know truck.
Now, I didn't watch any of this game yesterday because I couldn't stomach any more football. But did anybody watch the Broncos poop the bed against the Rams and Russell Wilson getting mocked by Nickelodeon?
Oh, goodness. I mean, you give up 51 points to Baker Mayfield. That's all you need to know.
Yeesh.
I mean, wow.
Russell Wilson yesterday, 15 of 27, 214, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Woof. Terrible.
Man.
Woo. Got Patrick the Starfish making fun of him.
Did they have? I guess they were the only ones on Nickelodeon, but I felt like all the highlights I saw, I was like, I could have used some SpongeBob when my team was throwing the game away. Something to distract me from whatever the hell I was.
Could have used SpongeBob at quarterback.
Really? Really? Jeez.
Dude.
I think we did have SpongeBob at quarterback.
God, so many people are so happy that he had that game yesterday, Tua. Mina Kimes and Chris Sims. So many people were ready to dunk on Tuanon yesterday. Even Tuanon tweeted out yesterday, we deserve what comes to our comments. Just like everybody knew. Like, these people have been waiting in the weeds to pounce on Tua all year long. They were waiting for that game.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about football is you can turn it around, and they can. Will they? There's some
Hard to
things
say.
that have to be worked out. There's some things that definitely need to be worked out, and one of them is everybody else knowing what the hell to do. Right? I mean, it's pretty remarkable that you're in week 15, or is it week 16? Everybody's had their bye. Week 16. Week 16, and you have a pick because somebody runs the wrong route. Right? That's disheartening. And I would almost venture to say that even on the last pick where he was throwing it to the corner route, that somebody was supposed to be underneath that corner. See, when that coverage, that corner will soften up until he sees a player underneath him. And if he does not see a player underneath him, he just keeps backing up. And that's kind of what happened.
I just can't, I just don't want this turning into, we're really going to waste this epic season from Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Right.
Is this what this is going to come down to?
Again, it's all in front of you. It's all in front of you. But here's what happens. A blueprint is out there. Okay. Of what you need to do to this quick throwing, quick reading offense. Right. 1, get as much depth as possible with anybody not in coverage. Because I will tell you, with this game and with the Chargers game, I sometimes had problems identifying what the coverage was because everybody was so deep and kind of muddled in the middle of the field or wherever the routes that they normally run. So it was hard for me to sometimes identify what the coverage was. And that's why you need all of the receivers at their different levels so that it creates some clarity as far as who's where they need to be. And I think that's one of the things that they'll probably work on, and you'll probably hear about is, look, we got to get everybody out. We tried to pay attention to, protection, give a little assistance with protection, chipping, maybe keeping a tight end in, but we're not controlling the secondary like we need to when we use an extra body for protection. And you're
Okay.
just going to have to roll. You just have to go with it.
Some text flying in. You guys can text us at 305-567-0560 on the Kendall Toyota text line. That's also where you guys can call if you guys want to vent. I'll allow some calls. So we're only here to listen. The only reason we're here today is to react to this stupid game. We thought it was going to be celebratory. We'll work the day after Christmas, take the rest of the week off.
I was on vacation.
I was on vacation, and now we're here. So we're here for your bitching, basically. We're here for you guys to vent. Hopefully, we all feel better at the strike of 2 p.m.
You make me feel worse. It's you.
Well, I'm sorry.
You have ruined my day after Christmas.
Look, you're very. It's very. You speak football so eloquently. I love it. But I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that today.
You don't want to hear excuses. You don't want to hear reasons why.
I don't want to hear reasons.
Why?
I just want to lash out today. I just want to do.
That's fine.
I want to end today going in debt on points just for lashing out. That's what I want my show to be today.
That's fine. And you know what? Here's the crazy thing about it is that in the end, all a fan really cares about is whether you won or lost. They don't want to know why. And I get that. I think, but sometimes you need to understand from a team or a player perspective, you need to understand why so that you can avoid those issues in the future. Because football's cyclical. They'll keep running various defenses like the teams that beat you did.
Guy says Heat suck, Dolphins suck. The common denominator is Solana works for both organizations. It's his fault. Oh my God.
I like where your head is.
I mean, it can. You know what? It's good the Dolphins were that epically bad. It just made the sting of Tyrese Halliburton sticking it in me on Friday night.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Can I ask a question?
Why did Tyler
Who
do that?
shoots like that? He
Just
shoots. He puts the ball down by his knee. Right.
Whatever works.
I'm like, how is? I've seen some of the greatest shooters ever. All right. I mean, you look at guys like with Golden State. You look at Ray Allen. You look at how pretty their ball looks when it leaves their hand.
Yep.
Right? And then you got this guy who shoots like kids shoot when they can't reach the goal. And he wasn't even touching rim. That was incredible. Like, how did he make 10?
It's ridiculous.
And so
he's had a really good year.
Yeah. Can I say this? He made 9 threes. Now I'm gonna just throw this out there.
Do tell.
The guy who makes 9 threes, you leaving him to go guard somebody?
Yeah,
else?
we're leaving. I don't understand what Tyler was like.
I don't care if you both went to him.
Yeah,
that's fine.
What was Tyler doing?
That was what? I'm like, wait a minute. Like, and you would think that a guy who scored 40 and knows that everybody's looking for him would understand how to deal with somebody else doing that. Right? Like, oh, I might get in trouble for leaving that guy open, but I'm guarding this guy. He got 9 threes.
Crazy. Robbie says this would normally be the week Tobin takes off, but I'm guessing he had to come in to face the music. I thought we were coming to dance to the music today, Robbie. I didn't realize we were going to be answering for the Dolphins' crimes, basically.
Right now, there's a second line going down Biscayne. Both for the Heat and the Dolphins, a twofer.
We'll take a break. Keep on rolling here. Keep getting your Twitches in, your YouTubes in. We're streaming live on YouTube now. We started last week, 560 WQAM. We're streaming live on Twitch still, and you guys can get us on the Odyssey app. We are here until 2 o'clock. You guys can text or call at 305-567-0560, and we'll be back with more for this.
Previously.
Tobin and Leroy.
Cycle of Doom.
Somebody said they saw you. The person you were kissing.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, taking you up until 2 o'clock here today. Getting some headlines here brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck in a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. By the way, that song has been remade 3 times.
Is that The Weekend?
Actually,
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
But it was made, and it's only good until the music picks up. But remember, that's the same beat from Fugees.
Yep.
Ready or Not. Then Puff did it with Mario Winans.
Yep.
And now this. So although I like the song, come up with your own damn songs.
Yeah.
Stop remaking it. A song that's been remade 3 times since the 90s? Come on.
Can I tell you something that annoyed me over the weekend? Besides the Dolphins.
There's more?
Give me a reprieve from the Dolphins here for a second.
Oh, yeah.
So yesterday, NBA typically it's usually their day on Christmas, but NFL decided to snuff that out. Although I can't say the games were very good. First of all, the best competition you got was in the was the Dolphins and Packers. I don't know how many people want to watch Tom Brady be old as hell versus who the hell was even the Cardinals quarterback yesterday, and then that poop fest that was Broncos Rams. But look, I love the Heat. I do. Everybody knows that. I give them props for everything. I think the organization does a wonderful job on everything.
Class act organization.
First
class.
All the way, the Miami Heat.
Okay.
First class, all the way.
Yep.
I'm very annoyed with how much better the Mavericks. Big Spoon! Yeah.
Oh, she said, "Where's J Fig?"
I don't know. Where's J Fig?
I don't know.
Probably still in her Christmas PJs.
Yep. Well, she was in an animal outfit for 2 days, so
because
it was so cold.
It was a Sasquatch, not an animal. Those are fake animals. Make believe.
Cryptozoology. I'm very annoyed with how much better the Mavericks have been at honoring Dirk than the Heat have with Dwyane Wade. I'm very annoyed by it because, Dirk gets a street, gets it in 2 weeks. D Wade get a street, takes 3 years, still no sign up, even though it's officially D Wade Boulevard on
No parade.
Google Maps. No parade, no nothing. Yesterday, they put the statue up of Dirk Nowitzki.
What? We got a statue
Dirk
in the
Nowitzki.
street? We can't even get a. Oh my goodness!
And it's objectively beautiful.
Look at that.
The one-legged fadeaway right in front of their arena. And I'm jealous. Like, you're telling me, D Wade, that they can put a statue up for Dirk. We can't have a statue. And look, I don't know if they're a permanent. Who knows? Miami's got its different rules. I always say this when it came to D Wade Boulevard. Figure it out. Do it for the guy. So the fact that Dallas has beaten him on the street, beaten him with the statue, it annoys me. I'm annoyed by it because I think of the Heat as a better organization than those crybaby bums. And the fact that they have Dirk Nowitzki's statue up before D Wade has a statue up at the steps of whatever the hell arena that is now. It hurts. It hurts and it annoys me because D Wade should have a statue. Where's Dwyane Wade's statue? Dirk Nowitzki has his one-legged signature shot. Where is D Wade? His statue at the front of the arena saying, "This is my house," on the scorer's table. Where the hell is my statue? How the hell are they beating us to this on every punch? By the way, they're both going in the same Hall of Fame class. They're both going in at the same time. And what do the Heat do? They put D Wade and Sean Marion on the same Instagram page.
By the way, that is awesome.
It's an awesome. I know, dude. I know. It's a great statue.
I can't even.
It's a great statue.
signature move. Look at the form.
It's a great statue.
Even got definition in his calves.
How are you
Look at
letting?
his- oh, my
How are you
goodness.
guys over there at 601 Biscayne? How are you guys letting the Mavs beat you to the punch on this with Dirk Nowitzki?
Oh, it's awesome.
I was so annoyed by that because they've done everything better.
were jealous.
He's got his sign up. He got his sign up in 2 weeks for Dirk Nowitzki Ave. He got his statue. He's gonna they'll do something awesome for the holiday. Where the hell's D Wade's statue? Where the hell's his sign, Francis Suarez? Get it together. All right? As we have seen with this Dolphins team. And everybody's like, well, if Tua wins the Super Bowl, he'll be bigger than Dwyane Wade. Not as easy as it sounds, is it, dude?
Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait.
You had idiots saying that.
But now you're lashing out. Now you're lashing out.
I'm sorry.
It ain't the people's fault that believe that.
Is,
You know, football is football here. You can't just all of a sudden hose down everybody because your feelings hurt because they built Dirk a statue and the
so
Heat
mad.
and
I'm
Miami
so mad.
can't figure out how to honor.
Where is D Wade's statue, Leroy? I
Right.
want to know. Where is my guy's statue? Where is the best athlete this city's ever had? Where is the best Heat player? Our Michael Jordan. Where is his damn statue?
Right.
I am jealous, and I don't like that they beat us to the punch.
You admitted it. You're jealous. Okay. But, I mean, look, I'm going to say something about, listen, the Heat, dear Miami Heat, you have always done things top notch.
Top notch.
Kudos to you. But if there's one team you cannot lose to, it's Dallas.
Exactly, dude.
We have gone, you know this, we have history with that organization.
Yep.
You cannot let them outdo you in anything. So I'm expecting something big.
Yes.
I'm expecting something big, and I'm expecting it soon because you can't let that.
You're right, Leroy.
No,
Three statues for number 3. 3 statues for 3 rings. 3 Dwyane Wade statues at the front of the Heat's house.
All you need to put in the front of the house, in the front of the arena, is "This is my house." You put that on the scores table, and that's the statue.
That's Goosey's right there, dude.
With a video, with a video when they reveal the statue, with a video of him doing it live.
Yes, you know this is how we beat them. You put the statue of D Wade on the scores table with a hologram video somewhere in the thing of the thing.
No,
you figure it out.
If you put it out front on Biscayne, and then when you reveal it, have it playing on that big screen in front of the arena.
So
then
mad.
and then you play for all home games. So when you come into a home game and you play and you show all the videos of the Heat or whatever, all videos in with that statue and that moment. Got to.
Saw Mickey out there cruising in the he was floating in the Caribbean. Looks at his phone, sees Dirk Nowitzki as a statue already. Come on, Mickey. Where's my statue?
Come on.
Where's let's get to John. John from Miami still there, Marcos, or did he drop off?
Hey
What's
guys,
up?
how's it going? Love your show.
Thanks,
Hey,
man.
buddy, how are you?
Hey, sorry for bringing the Dolphins back into this. You know I had to.
Of course, of course.
But,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, Dolphins are obviously in win now mode. We traded for Bradley Chubb, which has been a little scary now with all that money. But my biggest thought this whole time is with these past 4 weeks, what are we doing with the quarterback position? I've been thinking about Aaron Rodgers because I knew he wasn't happy out there for a while. What about trading for Aaron Rodgers? Give him a few other first-round picks that we have for the next coming years, second-round picks.
So your rat's off a ship on Tua. Done.
Maybe Sherfield, even though I love Sherfield, but they need a wide receiver. Maybe even Tua. Or we keep Tua and keep him on the bench there and learn from Aaron or something.
Really? You can I'm going to just say this. Aaron Rodgers 5 years ago, maybe. But I'm not playing with that Father Time. I'm not doing it.
Lot of Lamar Jackson smoke drumming up yesterday on social media after this, Leroy.
No, because this here, please, guys, here's the one thing you need to understand. This offense is predicated on an accurate quarterback. Tua, as mad as you are about the mistakes Tua made yesterday, right? He throws the ball into some tight windows all game and accurate. And you can't play that game. Everybody doesn't have that ability. And so you bringing somebody else in, especially an old guy, I could understand if Tua was the reason why, and you could solely put it on Tua, and you say, we just need a guy for a year, right, to get a championship, and you can do what the Rams did. Now, the only difference with you and the Rams is you have a better base for a good team, meaning that you have a lot of guys under contract. You have a lot of guys who are in their prime. You have a lot of these guys. So if you were to do that, but I wouldn't do it with Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't do it with Tom Brady, because that comes to a screeching halt. And maybe you see it and it's not doing it now, but I'm telling you, these things don't end well.
But this is the thing that's going to be interesting about it, though, is, yes, Brian Flores is taking the brunt of the wasn't behind Tua criticism, but it ain't like Stephen Ross wasn't in that discussion as well. It ain't like Stephen Ross wasn't trying to talk to Deshaun Watson's people and trying to settle cases. It ain't like he wasn't out there wooing Tom Brady. So if this does completely derail, what are the chances the owner doesn't start snooping around? All the great stuff, all the great talking points. The guy wants to win. He's all in. Their team is he's old as hell. Like, so
spend a lot of money trying to get this team to where it is. Now, keep in mind, before you start making any of these decisions, don't you kind of have to let it play out a little bit?
Of course. Of course. But this is the nightmare scenario.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Get the statue for D Wade, guys. Let's get it together. All right. Back after this.
AM 560 Sport.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here today. This will be our lone show live this week. But wanted to come in. I told Galen, I said, look, Dolphins right now, they're roll. I don't know if I may bail out of that day after their New Year's show if it keeps up.
Yeah.
I've already answered for my crimes once. I'm here to answer for my crimes.
Yeah. You served your time, bro.
I may, but you know
Your
what?
Christmas was stolen.
My Christmas was stolen, and Tua told me to enjoy it. And I was like, dude, you can't tell people that. You can't do that. All right. It's great that he is a lovely person. And that's why I think his popularity really did resonate this year, because I think everybody loved the story that he felt like the organization was sabotaging him. He felt like, people felt like, this guy was getting a raw deal, that Brian Flores was sitting here and that he was scheming against him. And it all was going great. And we talked they got him the weapons. They supported it. You had articles in Chicago be like, dude, the way they're treating Tua is the way we got to treat Justin Fields. People looked at the Dolphins recipe and they said they were doing it the right way. And everybody going into December is thinking to themselves, this is different. We're going to go out here and we're going to beat anybody. Doesn't matter who the competition is. And for you to be in the same spot, essentially, where you have been the last 3 years. Yeah. Everybody who was saying Flores got a raw deal. Everybody who was sitting here saying that, they still weren't ready to embrace the quarterback. They have to be sitting back here to be like, you see, told you. Now, I don't like to live life like that. That's not how I like to go about sports, okay? I don't like to be believe it when I see it. I like to believe it while I'm seeing it in the moment. I like to live it willy-nilly. That's me, all right? They call me willy-nilly Tobes. WNT.
That's the first time you said they call me, and I was like, I think I have heard them call you Willy.
Oh, they do, dude. I'm telling you, that's what they call me. They call me willy-nilly Tobes. So that's how I like to live in the moment. I don't like to be a Doubting Thomas. I don't like to be sitting here being like, I don't know if I quite believe in Tua. That's not how I like to live. But for all those people who did do that, who did guard their heart, who didn't want to go all in, they're telling you, you see, this is what I was waiting on. I was waiting for the collapse, and here it is. He has shown all that stuff that we talked about. Oh, Mike McDaniel, you gave him 700 plays. Oh, look at the jokey jokes back and forth mic'd up. All those people who didn't want to buy into it, they thought it was hokey. Yeah, they look very smart today. And, I guess that they didn't enjoy any part of this Dolphins season. I've been enjoying a lot of it, but it hurts a lot more today. It does. I mean, the thud is a lot more stunning.
Here, the crazy thing about sports and stories and whatever, when you're winning, those stories are cute. When you're losing, everybody's listening to those stories going, right? That's just the nature of it. You just deal with it because you know this. They know this. Mike McDaniel knows this, right? But the one thing that I'll say about him and about Tua is that win or lose, they've been consistent with how they've gone about their business. And that, in the long run, is going to be good, even though it doesn't seem that way now. You see what I mean?
If there is a long run.
Take my word for it.
If there is a long run.
What do you mean?
Well,
what are you doing?
I'm not saying that's what I want to happen, dude. I'm just telling you. You know how this. You know how Stephen Ross is.
You know what, Marcos? -1 for flip-floppery.
What do you mean? I'm not
-1.
I'm just telling you how it is.
Flip-floppery.
This is bullcrap. Why do I get flip-floppery?
Because
I know how this owner works.
Because you sound like, hold on, and I hate to do this to you, you're my boy. You sound like rats off a ship.
I'm not rats off a ship.
Hey, Marcos, Does he not sound like he's rats off a ship?
Rats off a ship.
First of all, I told you all last week. I said it wasn't a must-win.
No, dude. You have a different attitude.
I
though you said that.
I actually, with Jean-Pierre on YouTube, I actually agree with him. Larry says, I'm starting to worry that Tua may be a head case. I'm worried about that. Because are we sure? Because we've had all stories this year talking about his confidence, his mood, the doubt that the organization do I suck.
Be shook a little bit when you went through what you went through the first 2 years.
Okay, but now he's going through what he's going through now.
Hold on. So you're saying that he should be just shake that off because he got Mike McDaniel? It may take a little bit of time. He's never experienced anything like that. He's always look. The hardest thing in the world in sports, when you have always been the guy, you have always been the guy that coaches come up to and act a certain way, right? And then have that change. It's scarring. Let's not make it sound like that dude experienced in the last 2 years something he never experienced in his life. Okay? And I'm not using that for an excuse, but that's the reality of it.
Okay,
for you to think that all of a sudden, we just gonna shake it off and keep it moving. Nobody's like that.
Okay, well, great. Now you've had your best buddy be your head coach for a year, and you've had a worse loss with the feel good tinglies. You had a collapse in a meaningful game, worse than you did even in the other games, which were just no shows.
Yep.
Like that. So great. You had all the feelings. You had the resources. You had the star receivers. And what was the reward? Telling me not to lose sight of Christmas. That's my reward.
Man, I got to tell you, I did not expect this from you.
This is not fair.
Because guess what?
This is not
fair. Can I just say this? Hold on. Because the Heat have looked worse, and you have stayed positive with the Heat.
Dude, come on. Jimmy Butler has been in an NBA Finals. Jimmy Butler scored 47 on the road. Like, can Tua have one meaningful win? Meaningful win. Okay? Bam Adebayo, biggest block you've ever seen in the Eastern Conference Finals. Can he do anything like that when the stakes are high? And then maybe I'll give him a little bit more benefit of the doubt.
We'll see.
Oof. Not cute games against the Bears.
We'll see, right?
Oof. We will see.
Because they got to win the last two.
We will see. But you want to know something? They had the opportunity to cinch this thing up the entire month. Winless. Counting crows, dude. Long December. In case you guys didn't get the reference.
Oof.
I know, Tua, man. Just don't look. Still love you, dude. But don't tell me what to do on holidays.
Christmas.
Exactly. That's what I would have liked to hear. Another guy says mental toughness, key for a QB.
Growing a lot with the deep balls, huh?
Yeah. Given especially to the other team.
Those weren't deep balls, dude. Those were bunnies.
Bunnies. Gifts.
I love Christmas.
Stop it.
I can't believe my boy, Tobes, Mr. Positive.
This is ridiculous.
Don't
you do that, dude. First of all,
you ruined Christmas, Leroy. Mr. Don't worry. We got this one.
How can you not be worried? How?
You are out.
I'm not out.
You listen.
He threw me out.
Right now. You know what you're doing right now? Your ass is doing the Tyreek Hill on the Dolphins.
What do you mean? I'm not giving deuces.
Hey,
how are you not shook
like
after
deuces.
Yesterday?
Sound like you throwing up deuces. Hey, but Marcos, is it just me? Does it sound like you throwing up deuces?
Leroy, can you imagine going from Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle running together to the end zone yesterday, and that being like, this day is going to end with the worst pain you felt all season, which is 3 straight picks.
No, I can't. I don't. But again, I'm coming at this and I'm looking at this from what your perspective was last week, right? And for you to be woe is me and it's the end of the world after the way I fought you all last week seems to be incredible. This is like, yeah.
Guy says, what happens when Tobin, when Tua bleeps the bed the next 2 games and Sunshine balls out? Going to be back on the Jags train, you fraud.
Yep.
I am not doing. I'm not doing that.
Wait, fraud. Are we answering for our crimes yet?
No, get over 500, dude. You know, like I'm not answering for my crimes yet.
Oh my goodness. You know what else you do?
Let me tell you, hey, Tua, right now.
You know what else you do?
Hmm?
Here's what else you do. You continue to move the bar on guys you want to admit you were wrong about.
That's not true.
You keep moving the bar for Trevor Lawrence. Dude, stop it. You have moved the bar 4 times in the last 3 weeks.
Tua, let me tell you something right now, dude.
Oh, you just switched. Go back to Tua. We not going to even talk about Trevor Lawrence.
No, listen to me.
Dude, I got to keep my head on the swivel because you're all over the place. You over here. You over here. What? Stop
Hear me
it.
out.
Be consistent.
Tua, don't finish with a worse record than the Jaguars. Don't you do it.
Don't lose.
All you got to do
it, dude.
You know what you got to do? All you have to do, right, is put the plank and connect the 2 ships and just walk over to the other ship. So that's what you're getting ready for.
So you think I'm going to be rats on another ship?
No, you ain't going to be. You're going to be, look, you say, I'm not rats off this ship, but I'm just transferring over to the Jaguars ship.
I'm not doing that, dude.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Do that.
Yes, you are.
I'm not going to do that.
You are. Yes, you are.
Just don't tell me to enjoy Christmas. You guys can text us 305-567-0560. We're streaming live on Twitch up until 2 o'clock today. Miami 560 WQAM is our channel for Twitch, for YouTube. Back after this.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
Tua, you're on notice, dude.
Ice water turn Atlantic.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Get some cat talk here on 560 WQAM, sponsored by Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it comes to game time, make Celsius a part of your play. Get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. I don't have any Celsius here. Usually I got to tap into the old studio supply that's going on there.
Oh, I got some.
But if you guys want to know what happened with the Cats, their last game before Christmas break, they lost 5-1. 5-1. So there's that.
There's that.
There's that. 3 straight
All right.
losses.
Mm-hmm.
They're not great. They're not great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Bob had to face a lot of action. You know, they shot 42 shots on him. So now they're just not even defending. But, you know, it's Paul Maurice. Just hopefully, I hope he told everybody also, hey, just enjoy Christmas. You know, just enjoy the holidays, everybody. Don't let this Panthers start of the season take out your holidays for you.
Bob said I was very good on Christmas. I gave away one more than I normally give away.
Well, they'll be back in.
Call him 4-goal Bob for nothing.
They don't call him that. Only you call him that, and then all of your minions along with you who are making fun of him.
Stop giving up 4 goals a game.
I mean, they have been giving up 4 goals a game every game, it seems like.
Every game.
They've lost 5-1, 4-2, 7-3. That was Spencer Knight. They then lost 4-2. The only thing they had in there was a win over the Devils in the middle of that. They're now 15, 16, and 4. And
5 points back. Yeah. Back to the old Panthers.
Well, we like to call this OG Cats.
Yes. 5 points back to the last spot.
This is supposed to be, let's work some things out. Let's change our identity. Well, not great.
There's a lot of things here. This is in all sports. There's a couple of things you can change, but there's one thing that you can't. If your team is not tough and don't play that style of hockey, bringing in a new coach to try to make them do it is not going to make it happen. You need players to play with that mentality. Same thing goes for football. Same thing goes for basketball. You can't just bring in a new guy and expect the same players to play a different kind of way, right? And that's just the nature of it.
It's tough because like you look at it and you're like, all right, we're going to make this move and we're going to try and change our style. But like most people were not thrilled with this coaching hire. Most people looked at this like, really? Paul Maurice been around forever, has more losses than anybody in the history of the game. Like,
I mean, what was wrong with the old coach, the interim coach?
I'm guessing their thought was inexperience, you know?
What I thought was they thought that this was a team who was really good during the regular season, but needs to be better in the playoffs.
Totally like fair on that theory, but like I don't know. Like they looked at him and it was just like, but he couldn't think like, man, this guy handled a scandal like, you know,
right?
Coach Q
Like,
just out of nowhere.
We don't give guys credit, and here's the thing that they didn't give the last coach credit for: keeping the ship together when chaos was going on around them.
Right.
That has to count for something, but clearly it didn't.
Well, that's your cat talk, everybody. Brought to you by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. Cats on the Christmas break right now. They will be back on Thursday hosting the Montreal Canadiens. So there's that. Let's get to your headlines. The rest of your headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Dolphins lose to the Packers. Been talking about it all morning. Now it's the afternoon.
I'm
depressing.
telling you what. Christmas Day was so enjoyable till about 2:30.
Yep.
Oh,
We were having a great time, dude.
had some leftover brisket. Fonz made some. I took the brisket and we cut it up and burnt the ends. Fonz chopped them up and made egg rolls.
Oh, really?
Oh, woo! They were like those those egg rolls you get from Flanagan's, the rib rolls.
Rib rolls.
Oh. So we were eating on those. We had some. He fried some cheese, some macaroni and cheese balls. We had some leftover brisket. We had some Swedish meatballs. Ooh, pigs in a blanket.
Wow.
Oh man, football was great. It took $17 for my jacuzzi to heat up, but that's a whole nother issue because it was cold as hell. It never made it to 50 yesterday, which was shocking, right? Because I didn't know. I thought it was just one bad day. No. And then the second half came, and I don't know what it was, but as soon as I cracked open my berry monkey to wash down my last little bit of snacks and treats, it all went south.
Guy says, Kilroy says, rookies, I was passed out in the pool by 2:30. Could you imagine going, like, if you did pass out of that Dolphins
By
game
the
yesterday?
pool?
I guess so. But
Whose pool?
Maybe his. I don't know. But here's the thing. Think about this. Imagine you're watching that Dolphins game yesterday. You had too many to drink, but you fell asleep before the Mostert fumble. And you woke up to find out what happened. Like, you'd be like, what? What do you mean? That'd have to be jarring.
There's one fundamental thing about football. There is probably a 90% chance you're going to lose the game if you lose the turnover battle. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And so when you get down to it, regardless of what happened, you have to look at those numbers and go, if you turn the ball over 4 times, you're probably not going to win.
Oh, yeah. And like they took advantage of all of them. Like, they gave you got the turnover you needed from Cater and to give it right back.
Right. In better position.
Yeah.
You basically gave them the ball and gave them a first down.
Right.
Which was crazy. Man. Right. So
guy says on the text line, the biggest question before the season started, before everything else, was, is Tua a franchise QB? It sure seemed that way at 8-3, but now here we are.
But here, I want to caution everybody from this aspect. You can't live and die by each game determining whether he's a franchise quarterback or not. And I know that's what people want to do, but you can't. You have to look at it from a standpoint of where he is and where he could possibly go. Okay? And the only thing that I can see here is I think at times he needs to be more patient with his decision making, but not so patient that he's scared to throw the football. You see what I mean? Sometimes when guys run the wrong route and the quarterback throws a pick, they become hesitant. I don't want him to do that.
No,
I don't want him to get frustrated to where he sees an open guy and he doesn't throw it.
We saw at certain times last year his ability in the pocket to make some things happen. It does feel like the chaos that has gotten to him and certain, like, it really felt like when everything broke down yesterday, you were holding your breath that it was going to be something disastrous.
I can
like you saw Aaron yesterday, and look, you're talking light and day of experience, but how many plays did Aaron Rodgers make yesterday of just like, oh, they're within his grasp, and he made a huge third down throw or something down the field, like, that has to be if there's going to be a next step, that has to be the next step.
It has to, but understand that this is his third year. But is it his third year? You see what I mean?
You can't just wipe away the first few years.
You
man.
can't. I'm not wiping them. I'm not wiping them away. But what I'm saying is, he's never played a season of football, and you didn't see some of the awesome things that he can do, right? And the matter is you have to determine: can we get a whole season of that? Can we get a whole game of that? Is it progressing to the point where he is gonna be, more consistent and aware of when and when not to take those chances?
That's why it's such a fascinating season, because it's just everything has been streaks. It's all been winning streaks, losing streaks. That's why I think people walked away from the Bills game being like, all right, you obviously wanted to win that game, but you kind of felt encouraged. Oh, he can play in the snow. Did pretty good. Could have put the death knell in, but they didn't. But ultimately, an encouraging loss. You thought that we had figured some things out. And it looked like in the first half of this game, those things were continuing to figure out. They were going to do what they had to do against a team we thought they were better than. And for it to unravel the way he did, that's what makes it so jarring. Like, that's what makes it so hard to wrap your mind around.
Yeah, I can't I get it. I felt the same way. Like, it was so, I think it was so out of character of him to make that many mistakes back to back to back. It caught us all off guard. But we can't all of a sudden say, okay, this dude sucks.
Guys says, you guys haven't even touched on the people like me that probably got the flu tailgating in 40-degree drizzling rain to watch that meltdown.
That's what I'm saying. What about the guy that said he was laying out by his pool?
How about
I was out there, man.
You were at the tailgate?
Even the Packers fans were like, it's a little cold out here. I'm not going to lie to you. It's jarring. That rain, dude. That rain is really what sets it apart.
It is nothing worse. And this is what it looks like for 4 months up north. No sun, misty. It's hard to tell whether it's going to be rain or snow. And it was like, oh my God, it was brutal.
Bodie says Chris Sims was right. Cowherd was right. Mina Kimes was right. Ugh.
That's okay. Look, I'm not wavering.
Oof.
I'm not wavering because I know here. What is the hardest position on the field to find?
Kicker. I just wanted to be a jackass. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I thought Leroy was frozen. That's how disgusting he was.
I deserve that look.
-1 for show poniness.
Isn't the hardest position on the field or in an organization is trying to figure out whether your quarterback is a franchise guy?
Of course, yes.
So don't you have to have some level of patience? When you know it's so hard to find it.
But
I know. Tobin, I know. And I know everybody's going to give me reasons as to why it can't be. But you still have to be patient with it, because the only teams that I know that are worse are the teams that made drastic decisions at that position and ended up.
Yeah, you don't want to go and be the Broncos and give $200 million to Garoppolo in the offseason.
Right.
You don't want to do that. I get it.
Right.
But
just it's his third year, man.
I know.
I know you were doing so. I know this team was playing so well, right? But it's Mike McDaniel's first year. It's Tua's third year. We've seen a lot of good things, both offensively and defensively, I might add. And I know it's hard, but you have to be patient, because if you keep having changes, right, then you're going to keep having this conversation. Well, it's just first year. Well, it's just first year. Well, it's just first year. You see you need some continuity, something this organization hasn't had in a long time.
We will take a break. You guys can get us 305-567-0560 if you want to call. You guys can hit it there as well, 305-567-0560. If you guys want to win tickets to Dolphins and Jets, tell you how to do that coming up next. right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. If you guys want to go see the Dolphins play the Jets, could be a playoff clincher. If you guys want to go, win 2 tickets to the parking pass to see the Dolphins and the Jets on January 8th. All you have to do is text the keyword Crowder to 20357. That's Crowder to 20357. CROWDER to 20357. If your name is picked, you win. Standard data message rates apply. Please don't text and drive. And that brought to you by Dade County Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Miami Dolphins. Go to finscu.com today and check that on out. Heat are back in action tonight. They are taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. So,
number trees.
Well, I think Karl Anthony Towns, I believe he's still hurt, but we do have that giant, the Stifle Tower, I believe is, you got to worry about him, Leroy.
Yeah. And Anthony Edwards, how's he doing?
He's tough, like he's probably thinking to himself, oh, Tyler Hero on the perimeter, licking his chops.
So we had conversation. So first of all, no, you clowns, I'm not taking a chat to Prime 112. We went to Capitol Grill.
It was good. Thank you, by the way. Thank you, Leroy.
It was
delicious.
Yeah.
This Marcos in the servers. He's a chatter. He likes to make friends with everybody.
Oh yeah.
I was just happy they were nice to me this time.
They were nice to you. Yes,
well,
they were nice.
Because you didn't shoo away,
We were definitely like riffraff as far as the talk.
Oh my god.
This place was like a library.
Wait a minute.
It was
First
really nice.
Of all, this might have been one of the nicest restaurants I ever been in my Vice Fire Dish shirt. Right? Let's be clear. It was nothing but Wilson's. And oh my goodness. I didn't realize, first of all, I'd never been there. I never been to that Capitol Grill. So when we went in, right?
Yep.
Like when we went in, we were like, wow, this place is phenomenal. And all the people were, we saw a guy basically next to us eating a piece of raw meat.
Thanks to, by the way, JBM Heat for the update. And yes, Ira Winderman also on his Twitter account. Bam is out tonight. Non-COVID illness.
Well, you know what it is? It's that damn cold.
Yeah, of course. No. It's awesome. I love this season. It's been amazing. I love Jimmy Butler out with an ankle injury in the middle of the Pacers game. It's just no Bam tonight. Hey, no Kyle Lowry one night. Hey, can we ever get 10 games with people together? Ever? So annoying.
South Florida sports are being very mean to us.
How come? 2 tummy aches in 4 games? Well, what is this?
He must have ate some of Jimmy's crickets.
Maybe, dude.
Jiminy Crickets!
Give him a point. Just for the
point for Leroy.
No, so let me tell you, that food was good.
Oh, dude, best steak sandwich I've ever had.
Oh, first of all, dude, I reached down to cut my buttery steak. Not a big fan of steak on the bone, right? I don't want to waste no meat, and I don't want to grab it like a caveman. But like if you spend that much money, I should be able to grab the bone and clean it. But I didn't. But the way you inhaled that steak sandwich, I looked down and cut a piece of meat, and I looked up, and you were wiping. I'm like, damn, what did I miss?
It was so good. It was so good. Delicious.
Yeah.
Those mashed potatoes, though.
This dude, man,
so
come
good.
on. Listen, here's the deal. If I take you to eat, the object is to order something that you can't get everywhere. So you go ahead on and order a bowl of mashed potatoes.
Oh,
What is
so
like,
good.
what?
Golden Corral.
You can't
I
get
mean,
that
yeah.
everywhere, man. It was delicious.
The first you gotta have the lobster mac and cheese.
Nah, that wasn't even on the menu, Leroy. You ordered that and then you made up this
Hey.
Tito's drink,
No, let me explain something to you.
which sounded delicious.
That's the only reason why I started going to Capitol Grill, because of the lobster mac and cheese. The lobster mac and cheese might not have been on the lunch menu, but that's one of their staples. If she would have came to me and said, we don't have lobster mac and cheese, we would have had a problem.
Oh my God. Did you see that Cater Kohu got the interception ball signed by Aaron Rodgers?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He signed it Merry Christmas.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if this is factually true or not, but I believe it. Frank the Tank, he's a member of Barstool, a huge Dolphins fan. He tweeted yesterday, the Dolphins in their last 100 December games are 13-87. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds true.
Wow.
I don't know.
I guess that's Tua's fault too, right?
Well, hey, dude, I was telling you, like, listen, you can't just say every December is the same old Dolphins, except when it's over 20 years.
Yeah, man. All right.
It's tough.
It's tough.
It's pain. There was just pain everywhere.
It's tough.
And then also, would you like the thoughts of Olaf?
Olaf.
Josh Gad plays, of course, Olaf the Snowman.
Oh.
Super Doll fan. He says, Tua may be everything both sides say that he is or may not be. But what he definitely is over the last 3 seasons is consistently inconsistent. Season after season, he shows both greatness and mediocrity. That is the only fact about Tua that is remotely conclusive at this point.
I can see it. I could agree with that. But doesn't that kind of, don't you go one way or another with time? Right? It's hard to at this point in time, is it a bit unfair to make the conclusion of what he is or isn't? I know you want him to be, but I mean, you got to kind of wait, right? To figure out definitively what he is or isn't.
I think
because dude, I'm telling you right now, from a guy who's played football and seen it, the throws that he makes in the middle of the field separate him from a lot of quarterbacks. And for you to think that you just can go and get somebody else that does that is crazy. That's how exceptional him throwing the ball in the middle of the field is. And I tried to get as many people as I could to get you to understand that. So when he does make those other mistakes, I can't get away from the fact that he plays football in an area of the field that most people are terrified of.
I think the question, though, is, Leroy, like, is his margin for error just smaller than everybody else's and also living in a danger zone? Like, the missteps, if they happen, just seem
all the time.
Perfect word.
That's kind of the thing you have to kind of work your way through, is that, you know, not only do you have to be more careful, but your coaches have to understand what's going on the field and not wait until it's catastrophic to change it up a little bit. You see what I mean? It's like, if, for example, if Tyreek caught 3 passes in the middle of the field, right? And then he runs like he's going to the middle of the field and then runs an out route, right? That's an adjustment to that you can kind of incorporate into your offense, and you kind of get a feel for when it's time to make those adjustments. These are all things that, you know, in the preseason and off-season programs you work on and you think about, so that at any point in a game, if you have to go to it, you know you've talked about it at some point during the year. So I always, like, when I watch You know, like we've watched games together, and I've said to you, here comes the hitch and go, right? For any other reason, when a cornerback is jumping short routes, then you know the next variation of that is the stop and go, the hitch and go, the sluggo, slant and go. These are the things that come off of those things. And I don't know if they are there yet because everything has worked so well that they've never really had to deviate that much. But it's football. As you get later on in the season and you get more and more game film, they're trying to devise plans to counter what you're doing to a defense. And you have to have adjustments built in also.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing everybody's worrying with him is like there's this line of like demarcation that people want to put between franchise quarterback or system quarterback with him. And whether he is or isn't, like this, even Mike McDaniel has said he's the perfect quarterback for my system. That's not going anywhere, theoretically, because the coach, the weapons, they're gonna be there. How can you go without the system, I guess, breaking to win enough games?
Because here's what you have to also consider with that. When Mike McDaniel says he's the perfect quarterback for that system, that means his accuracy in the middle of the field makes that system go, right? And to say it's the system and I can get any quarterback to do it, there ain't a lot of quarterbacks who can be that accurate in the middle of the field. Now, you can take that system and tweak it and make adjustments. But the one fundamental aspect of it is it requires a quarterback to be accurate in the middle of the field. Okay? It requires a quarterback to be accurate enough to throw it over the first level, under the second level. And so it looks bad when you miss. But when it's working, and Tua's on point, there's not a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that can do those things. And that's why you have to be a little more patient with it. You have to allow for that system to have contingency plans when they defend things a certain way. And I think as time goes on, you'll see the adjustments being made when now they look like they're made 2 picks too late.
We'll take a quick break, roll things on here. I feel like we're talking some things out. I do feel better.
Yeah, you're still a flip-flopper.
I didn't flip-flop on anything, dude. That's not fair.
What?
What are you talking about?
For flip-floppery.
What did I flip-flop on?
Everything.
That's not fair, dude.
Everything.
Back after this.
Text W.
Ow, ow, ow. I buy a new car for them. For real. I tear down the mall with them. For real. You can't even talk to them. Nah.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on a Monday. Hope everybody had a wonderful non-football Christmas after that disaster that happened yesterday. But trying to talk through it. You guys can get at us on the text line 305-567-0560. Those texts driven to you by Kendall Toyota and West Kendall Toyota. Leroy, can we get a weather update, though, from the Demezian and Dover Law Firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them 866-954-MORE.
It's cold. It's wet. It's rainy. You need to cuddle up to somebody. Can put a sweatshirt on. We still got maybe another day and a half of this, and then it'll start warming up a little bit. But yeah, it's been brutal the last couple of days. I mean, yesterday, well, I want to say Saturday, the temperature never got above 50. Yesterday, it was just as bad. It's probably a little bit warmer today. Probably 55 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll start warming up during the course of the week. So,
anything else from the football weekend that stood out to you from some Christmas Eve football?
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
I usually turn on the TV and I can be entertained by any football. I have not watched one bowl game.
Really? Not even on
accident.
Not even the Cafe Frisco Bowl, Smoothie Bowl.
Not even on accident. The only bowl game I ever been remotely close to watching was when I went to the Christmas party and we got off on or we went to go see I forgot where we went, and I passed by FAU and they had the streets locked up because of the Boca Bowl. Yeah. That's it. I'm like, I don't know whether it's because nobody down here is really in a bowl. I don't know. But I'll be interested on Saturday.
Texter writes in, since 2016, the Dolphins have won 16 games in December. That stat was bogus. I don't know who to believe anymore, though, dude. I will say that stat.
You know what? That's a stat that fits how you're feeling, so you go with it. You don't even question whether
confirmation bias. It's like
it's like
something from the depths of Dolphin Reddit that I just want to believe because that's how I feel right now.
Right. It could not even be, that's not even accurate. Could you imagine 13-87, dude? You would have heard about that.
That feels impossible.
Right.
Also, it came from somebody named Frank the Tank from Barstool, so it makes sense. But, what are you going to do? It's still how everybody's soul is feeling right now. Another guy says, to go through what Tua has gone through the last 3 years, I am pleased with his progress in the first year of rookie head coach Mike McDaniels. Fairweather fans like Tobin already ready to throw Tua under the bus.
Yes.
That's not fair. That is not fair. No.
Plus one. Who's that? Texter, Twitcher.
It's a texter.
Texter. Plus one.
Okay. This isn't fair.
No. Stop.
Nope.
Time out. Plus one for Texter.
This is not fair.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Point for Texter.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, dude.
Because if I say it, everybody calls me a hater.
Dude, it's
an accurate statement.
You can't call me fair weather. That's not fair.
Statement.
I'm not fair weather.
Dude, instead of calling somebody out and being rats off a ship, you know what your go-to move is? I'm still with you. I'm still with you, and I like it. And I'm not rats off a ship, dude. You're on notice.
That's true, though.
That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. Sometimes,
semantic samurai is what you're doing.
I'm not doing semantic
You're
samurai,
Miyagi.
dude. I'm not waxing on, waxing off.
You
I'm waxing,
are.
dude. I'm not. I'm waxing poetic.
Hey, Marcos, this dude has found creative ways to be rats off a ship while still being on land, right?
This isn't fair.
Putting somebody on notice?
He's on notice, dude. If you don't think that this month's worth of performance is worthy of notice, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, listen. I'm here. I am not disputing the issues. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. But I am saying this, right? They had a lot of early success, and part of being both a new coach and a quarterback in a new system is that you have these stretches of good football, and then somebody makes an adjustment to it, and if you don't respond the right way, it looks like it has the last 4 weeks.
Vinny V says you can't bum guns your entire team. You have to have faith. Not after that, you don't. Actually,
Dude,
you don't.
Wait, let me say it.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Wait,
No.
You put everybody on notice. You fired the bum guns. Is that not rats off a ship?
It's not. Listen, I did the same.
Call it.
I was the same thing with Tyler Hero, a little TTL. What did he do? He responded. I haven't even give Tua Tobin tough love. He hasn't even gotten TTL yet, but he is on notice.
I think it's about time. If you have, whatever you did to shake up Tyler Hero, we could use it right about now.
Oh man, can I hear?
There you go. That's rats off a ship.
That's not rats off a ship, dude. That's not rats off a ship. You guys can't tell me what I invented. Rats off a ship. You don't get to tell me what rats off a ship is.
Really?
You don't get to turn the rat gun on me.
I'm telling you. Oh my goodness.
Let's hear from Mike McDaniel. Here he is saying that Tua is confident this team needs him.
He's such a strong individual that, the good news is that I'm very confident that he'll be able to get through that. It's just that this team needs him. This team needs myself to, make sure that all those situations are not putting him behind the 8 ball. And then, the quarterback needs the, the rest of his team to be able to execute so that he doesn't have to do too much on his own.
Let me break that down for you, people. So you remember early on when I told you that there's certain rules for certain patterns that have to take place. A slant route must go in the front of that defender. It has to, it must, whatever. Because in a lot of throws, a slant throw is a blind throw, right? So that was his own way of calling out Mostert. All right?
Oh, Mostert took the blame. I will give him credit.
Second one is when he threw the pick to the cornerback who was sagging 15 yards off the field. There should have been there should have been an offensive player in the flat underneath. Okay? Don't know who that was. Don't know who it was supposed to be. But somebody needs to be there to control that corner. When he wasn't there, called him out.
Oof.
So there's some things when he says we need to be in better position and guys need to be where they need to be to protect their quarterback. When you play in an offense that makes quick throws to areas of the field, you have to be able to count on everybody being in the right spot on the field.
Pretty sure I just saw my son
pop
over the camera.
Breaking news. Give me the breaking news sounder.
What is the breaking news sounder? Do we have that?
I don't know.
Do we have a breaking news sounder? I don't think we do.
Marcos.
Oh.
Breaking news from AM 560 Sports WQAM is presented by BetQL.
Oh.
Let's start with BetQL. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today.
I did not
only a sounder,
know,
but a sponsored sounder.
Right, I didn't even know that was it, but we go ahead.
All right.
Broncos fire Hackett.
Yep. The Broncos have fired Nathaniel Hackett.
Because guess why? Because they can't fire Russ.
Fire the bum gun.
They can't fire Russell Wilson.
Nope.
So guess what? They fired the next best thing. Hackett. Boom.
He couldn't hack it.
Is this first year?
Yes.
Wow.
Technically, it wasn't even a first year. He couldn't even make it through it.
Wow.
That's tough.
That's
That-
tough.
That's
Tough. Wait, but guess what? You know what they really gonna have a problem with? They bring in another coach, pay another guy all that money, and Russ still throwing picks.
Man.
Whew.
A statement from the owner and CEO, Greg Penner. On behalf of our ownership and organization, I want to thank Nathaniel Hackett for his dedication as head coach of the Denver Broncos. Dedicated for 3 months.
I mean, geez. He wow.
We sincerely appreciate Nathaniel's efforts and wish him and his family the best in the future. Following an extensive conversation with George and our ownership group, we've determined a new direction would ultimately be in the best interest of the Broncos. This change was made now out of respect for everyone involved and allows us to immediately begin the search for a new head coach. We recognize and appreciate this organization's championship history. We understand that we have not met that standard. Our fans deserve much better. And I can't say enough for their loyalty during such a challenging stretch. Moving forward, we will carefully evaluate every aspect of our football operations and whatever changes are necessary to restore this franchise's winning tradition. I will lead our head coaching search with the support from our ownership group and George. I have confidence as our general manager as we begin the process of selecting a new head coach. We remain focused on playing competitive football to finish the season on a positive note.
One small problem. You gave a quarterback $240 million with almost 200 guaranteed, and he sucks.
He sucks, dude.
Carry on. And you can't fire him.
Nope. Maybe Ciara can be the new head coach.
Huh?
Maybe Ciara could be the new head coach.
Oh, no. You know who they're going to bring in?
Sean Payton?
Ooh.
Who were you thinking?
Brian Flores.
Oh.
I would say this. The best job for Sean Payton is the Cleveland Browns.
Oh.
Because you need a team that you can come in and have some offensive talent, but you don't have to worry about the defense. Right? There's some other places, but I would guess that would be the number one job. Maybe the Broncos, right? But I don't know. You're asking, you want a quarterback that has some accuracy, right? And I don't really know if Russ has that because he's a guy that holds on to the ball for a really long time.
Yeah, he likes to improvise.
Right. And so that's not Sean Payton's deal. It's a lot of timing.
Well, we'll take a break. The Broncos have fired their head coach. We'll hear a little bit more from the Dolphins coach, Mike McDaniel. Played all right. Oh no! On the other side, we also haven't. We got to get to Leroy's game balls and game bums as well. Back with more for this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on a post-Christmas show. We are here live for one more hour for the week, and then we'll be back next week. Enjoy a little holiday break skis, but we wanted to come in today, obviously, reacting to the Dolphins. Didn't think it was going to be reacting to this. Woo! J-Fig's here. J-Fig! What's going on?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning to you. Would you like to say anything about yesterday's?
It's 1 p.m., guys.
Good afternoon, guys.
Yeah. Would you like to say anything, Jennifer? Do you have any thoughts yesterday on the Dolphins, on Tua, anything that you'd like to get off your chest?
Oof.
Oof.
That's what I have to say. My Christmas wasn't so merry.
Nope.
No.
No, well, Tua told you don't let it ruin your Christmas. He told you.
Yeah, but
I love Christmas.
It kind of did. There was a lot of yelling going on in my household, so
I'm sure there was. I'm sure
Your
there was
dad
a lot.
doesn't yell. Does your dad yell?
no.
I'd
But
hate
when he yells, it's a problem. But no, he doesn't yell.
I'd hate to see the look that J-Fig's dad gave Tua after
Just the TV, just staring at the TV like something was gonna change.
He was like,
just death stares right through him.
Christmas.
Oh my God.
pretty much, yeah. It was not fun to see. I think I took it off around the third quarter.
Wow.
I was just done with it. Yeah.
Done with it, huh? You just smelt it coming.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Can I hear a little bit more from McCochin talking about Tua's interceptions yesterday? Here was the Dolphins head coach.
It's a challenge, but it's also something that, every quarterback really goes through. It's it's kind of one of those, necessary things that you have to really figure out how you don't let mistakes snowball. And that's one of the reasons, that the approach and the way we've gone about things has been so intentional in that regard, because you can't let past influence the present.
Well,
clearly he hasn't met a Dolphins fan. But clearly, I mean, look, in a perfect world, yeah, that's great. But there's ways to control that, right? So from a coaching perspective, if you have a situation that you wonder whether he sees it or not, you try to avoid that situation, right? You avoid those circumstances. You have a plethora of plays and situations and formations and whatever that you can help your quarterback see something different so that he's not fooled by that same situation again. And I think at times it looks like they're just trying to run their offense and be better at their offense when in actuality you need to tweak it a little bit.
Oh, man. Tough.
Yep. It's frustrating. I get it. I'm not like I get just as frustrated as everybody else watching these games because
I feel like you handle it a lot more mature than I do.
I was going to say, you don't seem as frustrated as us, Leroy.
Well, because I played on a team that was 3-13.
Well, there's
and
that.
when you go through that, right? And you go through and then you start seeing it turn around, right? And then you switch cities. And then you play on 3 different teams in 4 months. And then you get to a team that's winning, right? Like you see all the different levels of professional football. And then you're able to identify what situations are really bad and what situations just need to be tweaked to get to where you need to be. This is not a bad situation. This is just a situation that needs to be tweaked. And you got to have patience because you're a first-year coach. You got a first-year coach. He's got some things he got to learn how to handle also. Let's not just chalk it up to, one situation. So that's why I'm more patient.
Are there Dolphins like in our audience, or is this just internet stuff of the people who are trying to diagnose whether or not he had another concussion during yesterday's game?
That's Vlad's fault.
Like, is that
he wanted to get that stink off of Zach Wilson?
Are there people though like who really want to do that with him? Where it's like, well, first of all, like we've seen him get a concussion in a game, very obviously come back and beat the Bills. Like for one, for a second, it's just like I don't think we looked at these Tua. I didn't see a guy who's like, oh, it just dramatically shifted after this. Like this guy they poorly executed it. They weren't on the same page in multiple places.
Yes, which is
I don't want to have to do this every time. Like, look, we sometimes, and I get it. Like this is a guy who is polarizing in that everybody's got their strong opinions on him. We've been rooting for him all year. I've been very much on the bandwagon. I think that he's good. He has not been good over the last month. It's been a very dramatic swing, but we're going to go and diagnose, he hit his head like that. It's a violent game, dude. Like, I don't know how I can show what's the game. What are the hits that he can take and what are the hits that he can't take?
Here's what you need to identify, right? Whether he was or wasn't, didn't matter. He was your best option, right? So if he was banged up, that situation wasn't going to get better by taking him out, right? So stop.
Guy says you need to have patience with the first-year coach, Leroy. The Broncos just fired their coach after he finished his first year. Not saying Miami should do that, but patience in the NFL doesn't exist.
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. Is that the difference between this team and the Broncos is there has never been a point in the season where you said the Broncos are going to be good.
The Broncos have been on national television embarrassing themselves because everybody thought they were going to be amazing.
Right.
And they have been the biggest disappointment in the league this year.
Exactly. So from that standpoint, this is different.
Yes.
This is different. Listen, Mike McDaniel started off strong. Tua was out. They struggled a little bit, came back. Tua was strong. People started adjusting to what they do. You got to counter adjust. That's part of the process that a new coach has to figure out. When do I go to these things? Because a lot of coaches are stubborn in that we just need to do what we do better.
Here's the thing that I wonder with Mike McDaniel, that I wonder if it was a misstep, and especially with his quarterback, because this whole year was rolling well. And he put this emphasis on December football and that he wanted to make it a playoff intensity. He wanted to put playoff importance on all that. And I wonder if that backfired on him. And not very clear for me, the results, you could say, well, duh. But I'm wondering if that was the right approach to take with this team, to put the spotlight on this month, because he said there's nothing like competitive football in December and January. We want to create this. He said at times during this losing streak that he believes his players were pressing. I think very quite obviously his quarterback was one of those players. So would it have just been better to, they don't know what they don't know, just roll the game?
Do the game, which is what a lot of coaches do. We don't care about, we got to worry about this game against this team, and you take care of the micro, and the macro works out for itself. The long-term prognosis works fine when you worry about the micro. This play, this series, this game, this practice. And most coaches will tell you that you work on the things you can work on today, and tomorrow will take care of itself, right? You know, most teams will tell you, most coaches will say to you, a good week of practice in a lot of cases will mean better preparation for the game. And that's why, I've never been a fan of these long-term projections. At the beginning of the year, what are your goals? Win a division, go to the playoffs, win a Super Bowl. Yes, but it all starts with one game week 1, and so forth and so on. And a lot of coaches will tell you. I mean, is there wait, what does Bill Belichick say on the Cincinnati? Right. 1 week at a time. What you if you ask anybody from a Patriots that's went through that Patriots system, right? What do they tell you? The season is a series of 17 1-game seasons, right? And you handle it accordingly. That's kind of, that's what you do. You keep focus on the here and now. Don't worry about later. Later will take care of itself if you take care of a bunch of here and nows.
Guy says, do you think Flo was secretly happy about what's happening right now? Telling Tomlin, told you Tua plays too much golf. Couldn't understand the defense because he's thinking of his tee time.
You think he's fist bumping somewhere? I don't because their team is in their own struggles.
I think that for the coach, for his whole thing, like, and Tua wanted to keep it in the moment. He didn't want to move on to the next game. He just wanted to move on to Christmas. He's like, we'll worry about the game tomorrow. Let's go enjoy Christmas.
Really?
That's what he said. It's not what I said. It's what he said.
It's funny. It's funny, you fraud.
What?
That you could hold somebody to their every word. And then when we throw your words at you, you throw caveats and semantic samurai moves.
You're talking about
everything you do.
No.
You make you make a statement, and then we call you on it. You all of a sudden throw in these little caveats. I said may have,
dude.
I said maybe. I said possibly,
because my store is full of an inventory of truth, and you try and bring nothing but deception to my front, and that's not true.
Your store is like a Dollar Tree. Why go to Publix when you can go into Dollar Tree and buy the Almost brand for half the price? That's what you do.
I thought you were going to say it's because it's $125 now or something like that.
I am not
deception.
You could go to Publix and buy Charmin. You go to Dollar Tree and buy Shaman. Same difference. That's what you do. That's what you do. Caveats, wiggle room. You stop it. Stop.
All right, time to get to Leroy's game balls and game bums. That's next.
Bum.
This guy's a ball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for that segment we get to every Monday where Leroy Horde looks around the locker room, good or bad. Things need to be handed out. We call this Leroy Horde's Game Balls and Game Bums.
Bum.
What do you got for us today, Leroy?
All right, my game balls. I got a couple. Got to give them to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. And then this Christian Wilkins. How he is not in the Pro Bowl is amazing. Because he's all over the place. He's all over the field, plays with a lot of energy, bats balls down, gets after the quarterback, stops the run. He does it all. All right. My game bum. Offense. Get it together. Y'all need to be on the same page. You playing a timing offense. If one person is not where they're supposed to be, then it looks ridiculous. Stop it.
Ugh.
Okay. We'll say this. The solution to that is you've ran the ball quite well the last few weeks. Don't be afraid to keep doing it. Just because you had some success throwing it, don't be afraid to continue to run the football. That being said, Mostert, hold on to the football.
Man.
Which, by the way, I will say this. Sometimes when there's a fumble, the running back or wide receiver is not carrying it tightly, and sometimes it's just a good play. Mostert had that ball high and tight, and somebody got a hand wedged in there and ripped it.
It was a great play.
It wasn't from carrying it carelessly. And those things happen. Take it from me, they happen.
Yeah, it was Jared Reed. That was a great play by him.
Did you see that mitt? All you could see was that big old mitt.
Can I just say, by the way, obviously on the scale down in the game of importance, but why do you got to ruin my fun during the game? If Zach Sealer's going to be out there sealing it on up, why are you sitting here and be like, don't do it?
But no, that's not even the worst part. Then J-Fig chimes in. He's living rent-free in your head. You already thinking about it.
I mean, was I wrong?
Because you want to know what happened, J-Fig? In his mind, he was watching the game, and when Zach Sealer got that tackle, he thought to himself, Sealer it on up.
No.
Yes, you did. You tell me right now that you didn't think that as soon as he got that tackle.
No, I looked
Yes,
at
you
the
did.
text and I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't come on. So yeah.
By the way, did you see this Mac Jones? You see what he's doing? Now, obviously it was against somebody you don't like either, in Eli Apple. But Mac Jones, he got an unnecessary roughness for a low hit. I was watching.
He threw a pick.
Threw a pick.
He went to make a tackle. Somebody went to block him.
He went
he
low.
Chopped the other guy. Right. They quarterbacks used to do that crap all the time. Like, you don't want to get blowed up, so you just go low on that guy. That's just as illegal now as cut block.
And he's got a history of this Mac Jones.
Quarterbacks have been doing it for them since the beginning of time. You don't want to get blown up.
But he wasn't going to get blown up. He went for that hit on him. we're no Eli Apple fans on this show. But Mac Jones, bum. But I'm still nervous.
Apple wasn't going to hit you anyway. That's what you need to understand. Y'all could play patty cake together. He ain't hit nobody.
Tough. All right.
Yep.
That's our game balls and game bums for today, everybody. Guy says, U-Town. He says, these games and losses are on the offense. Defense played well enough to win. Even the Bills game. The Bills defense gave up 29 points.
Well, I will say this. You're up with 8. You're up by 8 with 4 minutes left, and they drove all the way down the field. Yeah, that's on defense, dude. Sorry. You give me an 8-point lead. You give me an 8-point lead with a solid defense at the end of a game, I'm expecting a dub. Simple
guys,
as that. Your defense is not porous. Your defense is not average. Your defense is above average. I give you they had to drive what, 88, 90 yards? Yeah, that's on the defense.
Guy says this.
Now I will say this: if I'm Mike McDaniel at the end of that game, and it's 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2, I'm running the ball twice.
Yeah, that's been and he did that on the 4th down where they were kind of going for it, and he did give it to Mostert, which everybody was kind of happy to see. Like, all right, let's go.
Right. Like, if you look, I've said this since the beginning of time, and you guys laugh at me. If it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, and you can't get a yard offensively, running the football, you don't deserve to win. But don't test that theory and try to trick them and throw 2 passes, because not only do you not get it, but then you don't run any time off the clock. So imagine you could get, if you run the ball twice, you can get that ball almost down to the 2-minute mark instead of throwing 2 passes. Thus changes that equation a little bit.
Texter writes in, he says, this Dolphins team has more talent than previous years, but same record. Why does Flores get bleeped on while Mikey gets a pass? More talent, same results.
I will tell you why. Here's why. Because if you call this a quarterback league, then you need to establish whether your quarterback is good enough to be that franchise guy. That means that even if you have to coddle him early on until you can make that evaluation, you do so. Because if you make the evaluation that he ain't the guy, you can just get rid of him. Brian Flores never gave him that opportunity, and that's why he's not here. He handled the so-called franchise quarterback horribly, and that's why he's not here.
I think it's though he's got, Tua's got Big Spoon.
Big Spoon, come say hi. Nope.
She already did one appearance.
Maybe it's a me thing.
That's an appearance fee. If she's doing twice, gotta start throwing some bucks.
Hey, I can't throw no bucks. I'm barely getting bucks myself. What the hell?
If they do lose the next 2 games, if they do, or they don't make the playoffs, Mike McDaniel's going to get a lot of heat. I think that I definitely think that we have seen we've seen Mike McDaniel some rookie stuff from him over the last few years.
Which you should. Like have. I don't understand. Why do we expect a coach, a new head coach, to come in and not have any issues? Right? Listen, this team is set up pretty good, right? As far as offense, defense. The only things that can get better are the series to series, game to game, play to play stuff, which if he's a smart guy, he'll figure out. But if you should experience some lumps during that process, why do you think you wouldn't experience that? Who has gotten a job and right away it seemed like everything was perfect? We complain about a lot of coaches' decisions. Hell, you want to talk about the guy who has the best record in football currently, Bill Belichick? They ran him out of Cleveland. You want to talk about another coach, Andy Reid?
And they still
ran him out of Philadelphia because they said he couldn't manage the game at the end of the game.
Philadelphia just runs you out of town for sport. That's one of their favorite sports, is running people out of town.
But I'm just saying, like there's certain, things that as coaches they have to learn also. So, I mean, I get it. I understand fans don't have the patience for that. But I do believe, as of right now, that this is set up to be successful a number of years in a row and not just 1 year.
No, look, it's just, this is where it gets into, we have treated this year, because I agree, it has felt different. It has felt like this offense has been the most fun thing we've gotten to watch in many years. This has not been a boring season. This has not been falling asleep third quarter on my couch. I'm on the edge of my seat. Even yesterday, when things are unraveling, I still am like, look, this is the two most dynamic weapons in the league. I still have faith in the quarterback. Even with everything that's gone down, 26-20, I still thought, hey, they can win this because we've seen them strike so quick. And that, I think, has been what has given me feeling this is different. But for it to end up with the same result is a little disheartening, because I do feel like some people and a lot of people have let their guard down this year and thinking this year's going to be something special. This year's going to be something different. Now, look, you got 2 weeks. Get your ass in the playoffs, and maybe you do something you haven't done in 20-plus years, and you can forget about all of this. But for any Dolphin fan right now that's completely shook, I get it, because I think even this year people have allowed themselves to be a little vulnerable and have thought to themselves, I'm invested this year. This is fun. We're on national TV all the time. People want to talk about us. People have opinions about this team. Has not been nationally relevant in a very, 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 very long time, other than when embarrassing stuff happens like Bullygate or Cocaine Coach Gate or any of that stuff.
So if he coaches for the Cowboys, can we call him Cocaine Cowboy?
Of course, that's
okay.
Natural. Point for you. But this has been a different. This year has felt different because they have come to the forefront because people want to talk about this football team and is this talent and this quarterback and is this going to be good enough to win? And I think a month ago we were all saying, of course it is. These bring on the Bills, bring on anybody that can hang with anybody. And even last week after going with the Bills toe to toe, you're like, all right, we're back. We feel like even with losing in the snow, you felt, all right, you know what? They didn't quite put it away, but they hung. They were there. To lose like they did yesterday and to make it 4 straight losses, it's a jarring feeling. It is. It's natural. It's natural for the Dolphin fan to be like, to feel cursed, to feel like it's inevitable, to feel like whatever that fake record was in December that I got duped by earlier in the show, that this is just going to be, as Robbie said, a cycle of doom, that this is just going to be the same thing over and over, because it hasn't felt that way all year. But yet still here we are with these 2 games absolutely necessary to win to get to the playoffs.
Yep. I get it. I could understand the frustration or whatever, but you started off by saying it perfectly. This team looks and feels different. And we keep holding the same, conclusions to past seasons against this team when you admit that this team looks different.
Just don't tell me to enjoy Christmas, Tua. Like, don't do that.
I mean,
you ruined Christmas.
Wow. Are you going to give him a game bum?
No, I don't want him to tell me to enjoy holidays when he ruined it.
It's kind of hard to, ruin Christmas too much when you're in the water. Or did you take the life vest over to the?
I am not rats off a ship. I'm not rats off a ship, and I'm not on the Trevor Lawrence ship.
Walk like a duck, quack like a duck.
This is ridiculous.
You're a duck.
This is ridiculous.
You're a duck.
I'm not a duck, dude. I'm just not. I don't want him to sit here and tell me to enjoy a holiday where he pooped the bed.
Caveats. There he is.
All right. Oh, no. Back after this.
Did you hear what they said?
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy, final segment here of the show.
Of the year.
It was good to be here with everybody today. Thanks for joining us, and hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. Let's get to all right, oh no. By all right, I'm going to go with any fan that went to that game yesterday and managed to not want to jump out a window. Congratulations. You made it. And all of us here today for just making it through this, because that was as painful as it gets sports-wise.
All right.
But my God, my oh no. It's a co-award. Tua and Mike McDaniel.
Oh, no.
Guess what? My alarm just went off. And cutesy wootsy time is over, dude. All right? I'm done with this story.
Cutesy wootsy time?
Guess what, dude? It's time for business. You two have been sitting here tiptoeing through the tulips with all your cutesy wootsy stories. You're sitting down with Jimmy Johnson this week, Mike McDaniel. Did it go to your head? Did it go to your head? I ask you that. J-Fig, did it go to his head?
If you come back another show and start going off on these little cutesy wootsy stuff,
yeah,
flip-flops.
Marcos,
Flip-flops.
did it go to his head?
It went to his head,
It
dude.
went to his head, dude. You're sitting there and you're getting starter jackets from Jimmy Johnson, and that's what you give me? For shame, the two of you. Get back to business. Get back to what was working, all right? You guys are going to waste a Tyreek Hill season like this? He got passed by Justin Jefferson, by the way. Enough already. Jalen Waddle sitting there just streaking down the field. And stop letting your players get illegal formations. Enough already. And Tua, don't tell me to enjoy holidays after you do what you do. I'll be miserable on my holidays. Thank you very much. Because let me tell you something right now. Tua, you may claim to love Christmas, but right now, there's 3 people who ruined Christmas. All right? Scrooge, the Grinch, and Tua Tagovailoa. All right?
Wow.
So do me a favor.
I hope this is all going to be cut.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Just preaching the truth, man.
Do not tell me to enjoy a holiday when you do that on the holiday. Now, your turn, Leroy.
Jeez. My all right goes to, we all have this once or twice a year. All the families get together and you just have a good time. Even if you don't like a cousin or, they got some badass kids, you have a good time and you look forward to it on the holidays. So kudos to everybody who got families together and have fun. I would prefer that when I do some family game night with my family, that they come on time. Right? Supposed to start at 8. They come at 8:30ish, 9. But here's the kicker. It's not when the party starts, but that starts the timing of the party, and then folks don't know when to leave. Right? So you at 1 or 2 o'clock and you still going, they still doing family game night because they ain't been there that long. I've been cooking since 4 in the morning. Right? It's Christmas now. I got to be up in a couple hours to watch Tua. By the way, thank you, Tua, what Tobin said, because I gutted it out. And oh, no. My oh, no.
Poop the bed, dude.
My oh, no goes to flip-flopping ass Tobin.
Oh, no. What?
I'm going to tell you now. We started this year in solidarity with the support of Tua, the support of Mike McDaniel, them going through some bumps in the road, working things out, and getting it all together with their first year together. You are rats off a ship.
This is
I don't
garbage.
care how you say it. I don't care
garbage.
what words you use.
You
You're
really
a
are.
bum for doing it.
What are you talking about, dude? I'm not
thought
gonna
we
sit.
were a team, and you're off the ship onto the
dude.
Jaguar
All right,
ship.
listen, you know what, dude? I'm not on the Jaguar ship.
Hey.
Stop saying that. Second of all, I didn't
It's
know.
my own no. It's my own no.
Okay,
You
fine.
don't have roots.
I don't.
It's my own no.
It's
My
garbage
own no.
though. I'm not gonna let you sit here. And I, you know what? I really didn't know. I didn't know that I did a show with an ostrich. Okay, I didn't know that. Because you bury your head in the sand. You just want to ignore what happened over the last 4 games. That's fine. Tobin and ostrich coming at you, 10-2.
He just called you an ostrich.
Really? Right now, I could barely get my neck out of a shirt. You think I'm gonna get into some sand? I got no neck, and you think I'm gonna get?
The man can barely sit correctly on his chair.
Right.
You ever think to yourself, why didn't an ostrich just find a tree? That's the best method of cooling your head? Or are they looking for food?
Aren't ostriches in the desert?
They are in Africa, yeah.
Okay, well, perhaps that there aren't trees available, you dumbass. You think ostrich said, I got this choice. I could go chill with the giraffes under those tall trees, or I could just bury my hand in the sand.
Dr. Remulix says,
Really?
Peacock and ostrich show.
I mean, I see it.
Both of us would fear J-Fig, that's for sure.
Oh no! Yeah.
Point.
Twitcher. Listen, when I can't get off the ground, all I can do is run fast.
Biggest victim on our list.
J-Fig's a murderer.
You know what? You should always be scared of the J-Fig.
What do you got?
Oh, wow.
What do you got for all right? Oh no, Jennifer.
So my all right goes to this weekend, just being around family and just having a good time together. And also us on Friday having our cutesy wootsy little holiday lunch. And once again, thank you, Leroy. That was wonderful. And my oh no. This goes down in history. Someone had the audacity to bring fruitcake into my house yesterday.
Answer for
no.
Wait.
No, I'm sorry, Saturday. Audacity.
Wait. Did you say what the hell is this?
Honestly, I did say what the hell is this because it was like like a big muffin wrapped in like.
Let me tell you, fruitcake.
And it was like chocolate or something.
Wait, fruitcake is wrapped to the gills. I don't know why. I guess because it needs to be preserved for long periods of time because nobody eats it. And you know what it is? Here you go. Fruitcake is white people flan. Oh. If you ever go to any Latino get together, somebody bringing some flan into the house.
Oh, there was definitely a flan at my house on Saturday.
Of course.
But I just don't understand who in the right mind thought it was okay to bring fruitcake into my house.
Were they old? Or you
no,
didn't know
they were not. They were like friends of friends. I just don't get it.
Like,
and then,
hey, I would like to know how that conversation went. You know what J-Fig and her family were like? Let's get them a nice fruitcake.
By the way,
why?
According to Google, as flightless birds, ostriches are unable to build nests in trees, so they lay their eggs in holes dug in the ground. To make sure the eggs are evenly heated, they occasionally stick their heads into the nest to rotate the eggs, which makes it look like they're trying to hide, hence the myth.
So you even wrong. You thought they stuck. Hold on. Jackass here thought ostrich sticks his head in the sand to cool off. Now, I want to know, where have you been in this world where sand is cool?
Well, I was half wrong. I mean, like they were just cooling their babies.
All the way wrong.
No, they were cooling their babies, dude. Not all the way wrong.
Rotate the babies. They say cool them off. Oh my God. What? This what I mean. Semantic samurai. You try to trick the words so you can't be wrong.
Marcos?
Wait. So it got to the point where my mom was trying to give away the fruitcake to anyone.
Oh, jeez.
So much to the point that one of the twins was like, I don't want it. So that he grabs it and puts it like in a place that no one can reach in.
Oof.
Just so we stop offering it to everybody. It was funny.
Marcos, what do you got today?
I got nothing original because it is what it is. My all right goes to Leroy and those mashed potatoes from Capitol Grill.
All right.
God, they were good.
You should give your all right to the waitress.
For sure. Waitress was very nice to me. Assistant waiter was very nice to me.
All right.
So they get an all right. My oh no.
Oh no.
Tua, you owe me a Christmas, dude. You owe me a Christmas.
Dude, you owe me a
I will
Christmas.
ever remember this. Tua ruined my Christmas one year. I do remember that. So he gets my oh no.
Oh no.
All right, everybody. That's our show for the week. We will be back next week. Everybody. Next year.
By the way, jackasses out there, please be safe.
Yes.
People acting damn fool on New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Be safe. Enjoy your family.
Drive
Celebrate
safe.
the beginning of the new year. Drive safe. If you or someone you know is out there and they had a bit too many, you'd rather be alive and have to come back and get your car than risk getting in your car and driving. So everybody, please be safe. I don't want, listen, we got a number of followers. I don't want to lose nobody to no unfortunate accidents. Y'all enjoy your holidays, and we'll see y'all on, when do we come back, on the 2nd?
The 2nd, dude.
Oh, because we couldn't take the free day off because we had to be in on the day after the Dolphins game. I'm gonna tell you right now, Tua, you got my Christmas. Don't bleep up my New Year.
Or you're getting fruitcake.
Yeah, we gonna send your ass. I'm telling you,
How is this any different from what I said?
If they lose on
if you lose to Mac
if
Jones,
they lose on Sunday, I'm telling you, I'm sending a fruitcake to the facility.
wow.
Attention to it.
Warning shot.
Here's what you are.
With a cute little message on it.
Cute little
Don't lose.
Yep.
Like
Dude, don't lose to Mac
What does
Jones.
he say? I love Christmas and I love fruitcake.
He probably does.
No.
We'll talk to you guys next year. Let me tell you something right now, McCoachin. You're on notice, dude. Let me tell you something right now.
Christmas.
Cycle of Doom.
When we come back, we find out if Don Shula played against any black people.
Hope you mother have a good day.